Are we close? I have to say, it looks completely different in daylight.
It should only be maybe a 10-minute walk if we're uninterrupted.
Ah, glad to hear it. You don't suppose we'll, encounter that, shadow beast or whatever it was in the trees?
I don't think so. I don't know if I actually wounded it or not last night.
Oh,
I guess we'll find out.
did you encounter it?
Yes, in fact, it was quite close to here. I believe the road winds around this way, and as it drops down into the mountains, there's a little pond over there. That's where I encountered it. Or actually, there were paw prints. They looked like giant bear paws from what I could gather. There was fresh blood and a scrap of green cloth.
Giant bear paws.
Incidentally, Kaelin was also gravely wounded coming back into town in the middle of the darkness.
Green cloth, you say? It wouldn't happen to match the green on the robe of that working girl.
I bet it does. I will be questioning her today.
Oh.
But it was mere seconds after I had found the cloth that the whatever this thing is attacked me. That's how it injured my arm. Which I'll need to get it looked at when we get back to Blackwell.
Yes, well, I'm sure the good surgeon will see you right. What say you, Master Hunter?
Hope.
Shadow beasts, have you ever heard the like?
Never encountered. Heard tale of witches that use the power of the devil to bend the shadows to their will.
All right, so there's...
Witches have many dangerous spells and traps that they can lay about them to keep them safe from those who wish them harm.
Ah, there's precedent for it then. Good news.
I believe it's back in there. I can't quite see. That's where I found the footprints in the cloth.
They were like large bear
And
prints,
I
you say?
believe it attacked me around here. It attacked me right up here.
Well, however did you get away?
Right here. Yes, this is where
By the
it
protection
froze
of
my
the Father,
feet.
of course.
Place.
Of course.
The heretic quailed before my faith.
As it should be.
As it should indeed. Blood for blood.
Aye.
Someone
You
beneath...
see,
Advise ye on
there should be a pond over there.
I will advise you on this. Direct confrontation with a witch who, by those who are unprepared to deal with her spells and her foul magics, it's suicide.
Is there anything we can do to prepare?
To prepare,
Aye.
the church should begin gathering firewood. Perhaps in secret as not to alert them.
So, I suppose we'll be needing a name for you then.
Zachariah Ben.
Zachariah Ben. Aye, a good name.
Aye. Tis the name the good Lord gave me.
A good one at that.
Aye, there's some faith in it, Zachariah.
And what of the two of you?
Stephen.
Your names again were...
Stephen Cossington.
A good name. And yours, good brother.
Andrew.
A fine one.
Thank you, Zachariah. Ouch.
Is there something the matter?
The sun is bright, is all.
It is. After a long night, walking in the night and running around such as is, it must cause frightful headaches.
The nighttime isn't too bad. I don't much like the brightness of day.
Should find
It is nice to
careful
have-
and caution in the night, Andrew. That's when the power of the devil is at its strongest.
Aye.
When the light of the Lord is gone for the day.
The Father protects in both the light and the dark. That's why I'm here.
Well said, Brother Andrew.
That he does. But even the most devout must know caution.
My life for the Father. If I should perish, then I join him beyond the gates of glory in eternal bliss.
A good man. Rare to find many like you these days.
True. It seems to be getting more and more rare that you find the devout.
Truth be told, it's no small blessing that we find two such as you both in this dark hour of need. Evidence of the Father's hand at work, without a doubt.
I go where he guides me. It is providence that ye have found me in Attilian.
Fancy taking a cart
Just
up
off
here
the
anytime.
heels of and right on the heels of another successful hunt.
The Father is the teacher. The heretics are the student, and I am his instrument.
Well put. Now then,
I am more than a little
to
concerned.
avoid arising
Being in the company
suspicion
of
the
murderers.
witch, lest they
Fully
flee
murderous,
the
though it is.
Have ye thought of what you will tell the people?
I've told a couple of them before I left that we were going to another town to pick up another acolyte. We can go with that story, or perhaps you are a hunter. It does not matter to me, just as long as they believe it.
More acolytes around the
Shall
time
go
of
with
Eve is not unwarranted.
True.
Aye, but
Especially with myself being injured now.
Why, we could simply say that he arrived a day late.
Easy
the
enough.
presence of a new faithful devout might alert
Hey,
the
3
witch.
crowns. Oh, I don't want these.
The hunter may be best.
111 free crowns. Anyway,
I dare say that, well, the witch is likely alerted to the church anyway. She had an altercation with the Father just the other day. Us arriving will seem suspicious. Aye. Yes. The Father was... I've never seen him so furious.
Then we shall, if the witch is already confident, we shall bolster her confidence once more into a falsity of security. You have failed in your quest to find acolytes. The best you could find was one pious hunter, who offered only to alleviate hunger within your town.
Aye.
It is a
We'll go with
role
that
I've
then.
played before.
It is your field of expertise, after all. We shall go with your story. Good hunter.
Then, good brothers, let us continue on our way. It seems we come across a structure. Are we near your town?
Structure.
'Tis the heretic encampment.
Perhaps. We're that close
So
already. I
close to
can't see
your
that far
town.
ahead of me.
Aye, and they've been strolling back and forth through it as if it was their own lands.
The thing is, whatever this entity that attacked me last night scares them as well. I do not know if it's something they created or if it's the Father's wrath made manifest.
Of those who worship the devil,
Speaking of which,
I'm sure they fear him as well. Fools as they are.
We shall speak no more of it.
Good morning to you. Blessings of the Father.
Good morrow, my good man.
One moment. If you continue up this road, there's a path that starts up the mountainside.
Aye, I know the way from here, Brother Andrew.
I will be right
sir.
behind you.
Very well. Is there a hunter's lodge so I may store my things away?
It is on the way into town. It's impossible to miss.
Very good. Are you sure you shall be safe out here?
Yes. In fact, I am now good to travel again.
I see. Then let us waste no more time.
Come now, then. Much work to do, many mouths to feed.
That there is. You spoke briefly of the good work some have done in Attila. Word is spread amongst the town. People of Blackwell have come there, have assisted with the bountiful harvest.
Well, that is all good.
Do you know which ones those were?
Affiliate is still going well.
I'm afraid I don't.
What of you, good brother Andrew? Do you know the generous soul?
You could be referring to anything.
It may be good for my reception to town if I show gratitude to them.
This is a moment.
The baker, Claire, was there. She has orangish hair, I believe blue eyes, streaks of white.
Is everything quite all right with
Other than
Claire?
that, I can't quite remember.
You take note, going past this little stretch of the road, the ground is a tad bit dug up. Something skidded along it, like there was a small scuffle here, and there's blood on the road, streaks of it.
This wasn't here last
Well,
night,
that's-
at least not when I left.
I'd see that.
Truly? Then this is concerning. Could be a sign of the witch's activity. Or, perhaps more concerning, unrest in your own town.
Aye, I dare say there'll be lots of that before the end.
Ability.
I have to say I'll be glad to see the father again. I've been awful worried about him overnight.
I would like to speak to him as well. A quiet moment, perhaps, when others already know of me.
Aye,
Or maybe best to get out of the way first, then begin with the introductions.
we should agree on a sign or meeting place. If we should need such conversations.
That can be You two know these lands better. I'll leave that choice to you. But somewhere secluded, yet not conspicuous.
I dare say I've never been one for sneaking. Any suggestions, brother?
It seems Andrew has been kept up a moment.
I must be tired.
Andrew, we were just... It may be his wound acting up. Andrew, we were just speaking of perhaps needing a place to meet in private. A place inconspicuous yet secluded, out of the way, but not one where travel to it would arise suspicion. Do you know of a place?
Besides our two houses, out of the way, you could use the area by the sawmill, back by the sort of near the waterfall. It tends to be out of the way, and walking back that direction does not typically arise suspicion.
We'll say
You'll have to show me this waterfall then.
the witch has
Very well,
frequented
so.
that position. Do we know her name?
Something to discuss further on. Names hold power. I doubt the one she's been giving out is one of her own.
Ah, yes, but if we go about calling her the witch, we may raise her ire.
Of course. Hold up.
Oop.
If you need us to slow our pace, Andrew, simply say so.
That is perfectly fine. I was simply talking to God.
Ah, yes, that's quite right.
Praying even on your travels. A pious man indeed.
I will have to head to my morning
I pray
dedications.
for you that he grants you protection.
I'll pray that he protects us all.
In the moment, though, Andrew with his bleeding wound may need it more.
Well, I will concede to your wisdom.
We are lucky no beast intercepted us on our travel over the smell of his blood. No wolves or such. We are fortunate.
Sign of the Father's protection enduring.
This is the hunter's camp on your left.
I see. And who frequents this place?
There are two that live here. The small cabin on the left is owned by one Amelia Brent. She has an eye patch, dark clothing, carries a rifle. The other one, the other hunter is... What is his name? O'Hare?
I never seem to remember it, something like that.
Me neither. Anyway, he is a tall man, brown leather shirt and pants, blonde hair.
There is also the woodsman who frequents this area. Small chap about that
I do
high,
not know the woodsman.
with orange hair.
I see.
Let's steer clear of
Very
him,
well.
He has a frightful cough.
Also,
I pray
the
not that
farmer
devil
didn't
sees
look
him.
very well. He looked very... pale.
Aye, he near collapsed in the middle of the street. The rancher as well. Pale of flesh and red of
Good
eye.
day,
Aye.
my good man.
That is one of the other vagabonds. That one goes by the name of Marcus.
I see.
Even in your current state of injury, you notice that the pathway to Blackwell doesn't look the same as you remember leaving it. There's a very distinct
Whoops.
trail of blood droplets on the path going back into town. Subtle enough that only you in this group here would notice it, but there nonetheless.
Is it Kaylin's? Because I was following
Oh my
her
God.
last night as she walked into town.
This is fresh.
Blood on the ground. Interesting.
What, where?
What? Where?
Fresh droplets. Small. You can tell one's just the different colors splattered along the stone heading into town.
I knew you'd been hiding your vision, Brother Andrew, but that's quite remarkable.
It's fresh, too. This isn't
He
from
hides
last
his
night.
vision. Very well. Then I shall continue this.
Something
If that
happened
is your
recently.
wish.
Perhaps the scuffle up there, their blood droplets headed back into town and they're still fresh.
We should be careful.
And it
I
definitely
see.
wasn't me.
Perhaps one of the faithful returning after an altercation with the heretics. Or perhaps a heretic
Perhaps.
seeking asylum from that wicked woman.
We should make haste then,
Aye.
if there is trouble in your home.
Go ahead.
I can
you
familiarize myself with the lodge later.
Aye, I dare say we wouldn't be wanting to put down the weapons now.
Yes. Assume the worst. Prepare for even hellish conditions and pray for the best.
Aye, I'll be watching the shadows extra carefully. Don't you worry.
Feel free to go ahead. I'm fine now.
If you are certain, good brother,
I am.
Pray, can you tell where the drops lead?
I know not the trail where it goes. I barely saw it myself.
Ah, well. Well, welcome to Blackwell, good hunter. Ah!
I see.
Master Soul, how does the morning find you? Blessings of the Father upon you.
Master,
Good
I ain't
morning,
no
my
one's
good
master
man.
except the animals. Hey.
He's a hunter. Come from the town over. He's going to help us out, gather some food for us.
As long as you don't put me out of a job. Howdy,
I'm here to
Edward
return a
Stowe.
favor done to... Edward, a good name. Here to return a favor done to Artillion. Some of the people of Blackwell have done us a favor with our harvest. I seek to return
That's
that favor
good.
with game in the woods.
Well, current game is killing us, so, yeah,
Now, whatever do you mean?
Killing
that'll
you?
do. What do you mean?
Is
A
it
thing in the
sick,
swamp,
perhaps?
Steven.
I thought you meant something else.
A thing in the
More like-
swamps?
Ah, yes, this beast everyone's
You
been
didn't tell me
seeing.
about the creature, did you?
We gave him an overview that there have been some sort of strange bear or local creature. Nothing to worry about, I'm sure.
Looks kind of like us, human-like, but you can't
I'm
barely see
sorry.
it, and it's quicker than a bear? Yeah. It's got claws. I don't know. Couldn't see it good. So you got that out there. That's fun.
Well, I appreciate the warning.
Aye.
You speak of truly strange things.
Oh, I got witnesses. You could talk to hell.
Edward, are
people
you
who are
all
with
right?
us.
Your neck looks fearful.
Hey, look, it's fine.
Have you consulted the surgeon at all? Just give him a look over, perhaps.
No, Jasper's too busy looking over the people actually dying.
Steve, Edward, come on. You had a bath yesterday. I know that that's not mud.
Yeah, I had a bath.
Yes, you did. See
Anyway,
yourself to the
neither here
surgeon.
nor there. It's good to meet you, Hunter. Take stock of the town, get to know people and all that.
Of course. Perchance, I know the good brother was guiding me. A tavern, perhaps. Do you have a place for food and drink?
Aye, just up here on the
Yeah,
left.
it's just down that way. Middle of town. Can't miss it.
I'll lead you to it and then be
Thank
on my
you,
way.
Man.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to the surgeon to see if he can come find him. That man's been looking pastier by the day.
Dreadful. An illness of some sort of no doubt.
Aye. Good morning.
Tell me,
Morning.
There is the tavern.
Aye.
There was, and you spoke of one of the two who helped Artillion. Oh no, it was Andrew.
It was Andrew, I'm afraid.
Dear,
I have a terrible memory for these sorts of things.
do you mind walking into my home with me real quick? I need to check to see if Benjamin had fallen asleep in the.
Blessings of the Father on you.
May the Father's bless be on you.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're all right. How's that cough holding up?
No cough,
No cough at all?
just freezing.
Oh, we'll see you to a fire, surely. It's warm enough indoors. Perhaps take shelter at the inn for a little while if you're feeling under the weather. Good Lord.
I was just there, but the innkeeper's not there, so
Oh, well, that's a shame.
no
Truly
place, so
disappointing.
Ah, yes, we've, our friend here, Zacharias, has come from the town over, a repayment for goods done with their harvest. He's come to hunt some game for us. A sure sign that good deeds begat good deeds.
Thank you and your town. I thank you and everyone of this town for the help. I hope to repay the favor.
Ah, Jerome,
A
there's
drink
the
would be
man.
nice after such a
I
time.
have this here for you here, right as rain, sir.
I wish
I
you
hope the
luck
hand is
in
healing
the
up
morning.
okay.
May the
Thank
Father
you.
protect you.
Is everything all right?
And it's fine.
Well,
I'm fine, but yes,
oh, whatever's the matter? Quite coming to town and everyone's... What? What happened?
so long. Apparently, she. Perhaps I'll tell you after your friend has been acquainted.
Ah, yes. Well, look after yourself. Have you know that Lance and Sora's safe. Thank you very much for your generosity.
I'm glad to hear it.
Good day unto you.
Good day, sir.
That there's Jerome. He was our blood sacrifice for the eve.
Jerome.
Aye, that's the one.
Oh, a devout man.
Aye, that he
May the
is.
good Father protect.
And a stout one at that.
And you as well.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear of this. Ah. Mr. Thorne, I don't suppose you've seen the innkeeper about?
Not yet, no.
Oh, well,
You
that's a
checked
shame.
inside?
Oh, well, we just ran into the woodsman coming out, and he told us there was nothing to be found. I suppose it wouldn't harm to knock, though.
Perhaps he simply missed him.
Aye, that's true.
I do know a fair drink after a night's walk would be good.
I'll quickly take a look. Hello? Is anyone out? We've got blessings here and needs feeding. Oh. Well. Nothing to be found. Not a soul to be found, I'm afraid.
No one's in there?
No. Just had a call around, and either they're having a long night's rest after a merry eve, or they're out and about, productive already. A real shame. Perhaps then we could find you some food at the baker.
Well, perhaps.
I
it
didn't
isn't-
hear her there either. So I don't think she's there either.
Oh, I just walked past. Oh, she must have squirreled herself away.
Good brother, it seems your town is in more
trying to
dire
talk to the
straits than
rancher.
you described.
So it would seem. I will see if we can find you something at least in the reserves of the church. It's not much, I'm afraid, but the dry bread at least keeps you ticking over.
Been also wanting to talk to the regent as well, but I haven't heard him.
Oh, really? What business have you with the regent? I hope you don't mind me asking.
It's the rancher. So Nathaniel
Good morning there. Blessings of
ordered
the
a
Father.
bag, and paid extra to make it as top priority.
Love that haircut, sir. You look amazing.
The rancher asked about his bag. I told him what was going on, and of course he got
Got a trash in there by the tailor.
about it. Even threatened to hold our wool that we were going to pay
Oh,
for.
I'm sorry, there's all too much noise going on. I do apologize. It's been frightful hard to hear you.
No, you're good.
Sorry, is there something the matter?
Wouldn't happen to know.
Yes, I
Those
need
that came and
to.
helped with our
I
harvest.
need
I come back to
these
repay a
cloth
favor
bolts
to
turned into
Arturia,
bandages immediately.
with game from Blackwell's forest.
Oh, has something happened?
I will try my best to get them into bandages.
The rancher is the one in
I will
green
seek
over
you
there.
out forthwith.
And if you're looking for
Just
the
after I've
seed
seen to this man,
man,
I
they're
would
in the
hear
fields
more
to
of
the
this
left,
story of
right
yours.
over there on the fields.
But
They're
blessings of the
already
Father on you. I
Yeah.
hope all is okay.
If
This
you
is
go
a-
that way and take a left, you'll find them.
I apologize, but
Have a
this
good
is a
day.
very
Of course.
urgent order.
No, I
To you
understand.
as well. May the good Father protect.
Not to worry. Oh, I hope you don't mind me asking. It's just a simple curiosity. I noticed many of your folk wear hoods. Is there a significance to that?
Helps keep the sun out of our eyes during the summer, in the early parts of winter and later spring.
Oh, is that all? I was simply wondering if there was anything else to it.
Practicality.
Aye. There we go. Well, sorry, it was just a curiosity. Be on your way.
Yes, a few things. First things first.
Oh.
Well then.
That was confusing. Well, let's continue on and see if we can get that bread for you.
Rush order.
Some people mutter their prayers in the open, it seems.
Request something express.
Yeah, I know you want to talk to me about
I need to
something,
talk
right?
to here. I need to talk to Buxton.
Oh,
Oh,
Elizabeth.
Currently, we split up looking for
good to see things starting off. I'll see what we have in the reserves. You wait here for a little while. You'll see a specks of blood on the floor from the offering yesterday.
I should do well to clean it, or at least make it hallowed.
Well, of course. Can I spawn this? No. Do a mug, though. We'll do a mug. We'll give him a mug or something. There we go. We keep a little bit of a store round the back. A drink for your good self, and some bread.
Ah, my thanks, good brother.
Oh, not sure what happened to that. Well. There we go.
What happened to what?
Oh, my apologies. It must be my eyes playing tricks on me. If you don't mind, I would introduce you to the father. He lives just over yonder, and it's not unusual to see him still about his quarters at this time of day. He's very old, you see. Been serving the father for a good long time.
You'll notice from the
I see.
attire that he's a witch hunter. Other than that, no.
Guess that cover's fucking blown. Ah! Is the good father anywhere about?
Not here, Brother Stephen.
That's a shame. I saw people rushing about some sort of medical emergency. I don't suppose you know anything of it.
Hey, they brought in Miss Rivers. She was looking a little rough. Nothing too crazy, but she's stable from what I understand.
Excuse me, coming through.
Oh!
The tailor's apprentice. She'll be here in just a moment. Let her in.
Well, there we go.
You'll forgive me, Brother Stephen. I'm not allowed to let anyone in unless approved by Arvis.
No, I quite understand.
For you too, Marcus. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
It seems introductions will be done at a later time.
So it would seem, but I would... Oh, well, we best sequester ourselves away then. Wonder what happened. Everybody's always so cagey about accidents and the like. They're waiting for you up
I
ahead.
worry about the
They're waiting for you up ahead.
Your town seems to have a lot of unrest.
Aye.
Very eventful.
It's been growing and growing with the march of autumn. I'm afraid the harvest this year has been concerning. People have gone missing in the swamp. We've done our best to try and keep the people's minds at rest, but, well, such matters have an effect over time, sure as day. Though I do hope all are remaining good and faithful. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I dropped something. It's fine.
Oh, well, I heard someone's been injured. I don't suppose you know anything about it.
Yeah, it's the first news I've heard.
Oh, well, at least it hasn't been that widespread.
Usually at farm.
Well,
there was this...
Hopefully, good luck. Vol.
Of course.
Yes, you.
Sorry, I should... Ooh. That's our farmer. He's a man always running about the place. Never seems to be enough daylight in the day.
I see. I do worry the good brother Andrew's not rejoined us.
Aye, that had crossed my mind as well. But chance he's called on the Regent. His manor is just inside the entrance to this place. Oh, sorry. Is everything all right?
Perhaps that is what he...
I am just contemplating how I'm running things. It's been a bit light on me being able to actually afford to make anything.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it.
And I found myself in a wee bit of a spot.
Troubling times for many. Troubling times indeed. Sorry.
Cooper able to talk to you?
He heard you this morning on rush orders. I guess that was the thing with the Regent's...
Well, wouldn't do well to overhear. Oh, is everything all right with Jerome? He looked frightfully put out when I saw him earlier, returning his lantern to him. He said someone had been attacked.
Yes.
You know, I've got that body strength.
Last night.
I could be of assistance.
2 people? Well, do tell. What's the...
Speaking of which, brother.
Yes, what is it?
We could use you for some last rites over by the dock.
Oh, well, that is most sad indeed.
Last rites.
I will be along. What was
Miss
it?
Rivers,
Miss Rivers?
Miss Rivers didn't make it.
What on earth happened?
And if I don't have any business...
Not something to discuss in the center of town, I'm afraid.
Oh, well. I hope it doesn't bother you if...
I can make my way around this town on my own, good brother.
Certainly.
Thank you for bringing me here.
And thank you for your generous offer of assisting us, Zacharias. Have a good day now.
For wood to light up the caverns. And
Well then, over to the dock it is then. I dare say I head out of town, find a good man who's willing to help us gather some food from the local beasts, and return and everything seems to have gone topsy-turvy.
Imagine my surprise when I come in from the capital city and everyone fucking dies.
Oh, come now. There's no need for such language.
Sorry, city lingo.
I understand. But still, if we are to perform last rites, it would be good to have a degree of veneration about the thing. But the poor woman, what on earth happened to her?
I would say it's an animal attack of some sort, but I've never seen an animal do that.
An animal? What sort of animal?
In your language, I don't know. In your language, I would assume you would call it a demon.
A demon?
I ain't never seen no...
Did anyone
animal
witness the attack?
display some... One of the hunters did. But I've never seen an animal display such brutality. Animal kills for food, it doesn't torture and maim.
Torture, you say? What leads you to such a frightful deduction?
She crawled halfway back to town,
Oh,
missing a leg. Well, a leg dangling, rather, than it fell off.
where was the attack?
Wherever the hell the male hunter was, Mr. Roland. I assume the northern part of town, the northern wood.
Aye. We had seen sign of a scuffle on the way back. Though, good Lord, I never dreamed it would be such a thing. We thought maybe someone had had an altercation with one of the vagabonds.
I don't know. All I know is that I've been here to get a little bit of gold from some members of the guild owing some dues, and now I'm embroiled in this.
Ah, yes, it has been a frightful turn of events. But why was she here if she had
Mr.
dragged
Caius.
herself into town?
Only halfway, unfortunately. Mr. Caius, I brought the brother.
Mr. Caius, I am terribly sorry to hear you for your loss. If there is anything we can do for you in this time, all ears. The church is at your disposal.
Thank you, but say what you need to do and please leave me.
I must ask.
In front of you, you will see a beaten, battered, and broken body of Miss Rivers.
She is currently covered up.
Oh, well.
A leaky towel.
This is a frightful sight indeed, but why on earth was she here? You said she crawled halfway back into town. Surely she would be better placed on a surgeon's bed than out here on the jetty.
She was on the surgeon's table, brother. She didn't make it.
So we took her here, but why?
I assume it has some significance to the bereaved.
I see. Well, it is a place of great beauty. Yes, indeed. I dare say I myself might be tempted to make such a trip. It is the place of my morning dedications, after all, looking out over the Father's splendor. Well, dearly departed, it is with great sadness and sorrow that we say goodbye to a beloved member of our community this day. I know not what befell her in her final moments, nor what terrible pain she must have been through within those final hours dragging herself back into this village. But I do know that now you can finally find peace within the Father's warm embrace. And though there are many among us who will miss you dearly, I am sure that the warm memories they have of your caring and loving nature will provide them much comfort and strength in the trials that they face in the future. Blood for blood.
See before you, the body is currently covered and on the end of the dock.
You found a priest.
Blood for blood. Yes, yes I did.
Apologies, I have just concluded the last rites. It didn't seem prudent to wait around.
Throwing that body into the lake.
I was not planning to. Was that the plan? This body must be properly buried. No. Ah. Well, in that case,
there you have it.
If we have no objections, we should see to her being buried straight away. The graveyard is just over yonder.
Brother.
What is it?
Give him a moment.
Concluded.
Oh,
The father's looking after it.
Very good. If
I'm sure they'll
a moment
find
is what is
everything.
required, I'm sure the body could wait a moment longer.
Stay a focused person.
Okay, everybody.
Next time, just...
Please clear off the docks just for a moment.
Everyone except the guild. Let's go.
I guess reach towards the source.
They've been requested a moment, and I wouldn't deny it to them. A terrible story indeed.
Jeremy, I'd recommend you say your goodbyes as well. She's had her last rites.
Thank you. I don't know if I needed you for any force. Thank you. Cooper.
That's fine.
I'm terribly sorry to impose upon you both, but it wouldn't do to let the body be rotting over long, particularly with the beast about. Could you see to it that a new grave is dug?
Concerned, at the very least.
We're not entirely grave diggers.
I'm aware of that.
I've been lost to do it before.
Then perhaps not for me, but as a personal favour to the departed.
Where at?
New box.
The graveyard, of course. Just, over yonder. I could lead you there if you like.
Please do so.
Of course. Though
I remember. Right.
Yes, just up on the right up there, but behind the waterfall.
Yes. Go around. Do not go close to there, and that is where you say person.
I know this is... But still,
This is a terrible business indeed.
you've done the
I
right
accept your
thing.
thanks.
And
I am...
your responsibility.
Do you know if there is anyone who knows
I
anything
am
more
not
of this beast?
unfaithful, as you might have initially assumed.
Thank you, Father.
You're quite welcome. I only wish we could have done more. It is most distressing to have lost another on the night of the eve of all nights. Though I take some solace in that with the Father overwatching us more closely on that eve, he may have been able to provide her greater comfort in her final hours.
Brother, I don't know what I've come into in this town, but I fear this may be more than just a test from our God. And if it does behoove you, I might recommend going to the council of the male hunter, Mr. Roland. He was with her when she was taken, and I fear he may hold it against himself that he didn't go back out into the night searching for her.
Aye, that's very good advice. I shall see that I follow it. Do you know where he may find himself on this day?
Hopefully in the Hunter's
Yeah,
Lodge.
hunting.
Aye.
Hopefully not doing
He
something
tends
stupid.
to come in the evening.
Then I shall look for him then. I only hope that his rage hasn't driven him to hunt down whatever terrible beast this is. Not by himself, anyway. There have been far too many stories of people disappearing off into the night alone, towards the swamps or other such. I dare
I
say
have a feeling the female hunter, I don't know her name, would tear him to bits herself if he went off alone.
Aye, well, it is good that we have our community
that
to
kind
keep
of
us in
attitude.
check. No! They're saying their final
Leave the
goodbyes to
aggrieved
the
to grieve in
departed.
peace.
I knew the departed. I was denied talking to them, so, you know, let them have their peace, I guess.
But that's not what was being
Yes,
said
just
at
stand
all.
by and wait.
That we're about to bury her. You can't...
Father, I understand in grief some can be
Ah, yes.
short of temper.
I shall make sure to seek her out as well, just to make sure that all is not amiss. There's been so many terrible happenings of recent. So many terrible happenings indeed.
Perhaps our darkest nights are behind us.
I should hope so. Though this is the second day I have seen people scrub blood from that deck. Ah, well. We can but stand idly by. We have help, indeed. As it happens, we went out overnight in search of a of an acolyte for the temple to help out with a few things that have been going on. Though it so happens that while we couldn't find one, the father saw fit to deliver to us another hunter, a man repaying the good kindness we did in helping them out with their harvest. He has come to help hunt some local beasts so that we may feed ourselves a while longer. Jerome, I am sorry. The mine is digging a grave for her now. We will be burying her shortly.
I know it's not strictly conventional, Brother Stephen, but we would like for her to be... her wish for when she was departed was to be floated on the water, and I suppose, so the blaze, a seafaring ritual.
This is a heresy that you suggest.
How is it different from a funeral pyre, brother?
Not upon our lake.
This is a source of food
I
and
understand.
water and cleanliness for our people, and not only that, it is against the standard interring rites. You would surely not delay her ascension to the Father's embrace.
Not at all, Brother Stephen.
I am sorry, I really am. But such things are tradition and are as written in the Holy Book. I understand that there are many...
Brother.
Yes, what is it?
Second day I was here, there were 2 bodies that were incinerated in a funeral pyre rather than buried.
Ah, yes, that is also well and good.
They had their last rites. So
I did not deliver them
what is the
myself,
difference
but I
between floating
believe...
them out to be returned to the fish instead of the worms.
The difference is that one is written in the Holy Book, and one is the practice of the superstitious and the pagan.
Forgive me, but I suppose the city's version of the readings do account for the last will and testament, as it were.
I dare say
I don't know how you'd retrieve her, but...
that in times such as this, it would perhaps serve us all a little bit better to follow the good book more closely.
Perhaps.
However, I shall be going now to check on the miners as they dig a grave, as they are doing out of the goodness of their own hearts, so that she may have a proper burial. If anything were to happen to her in that time, well, I dare say the beast may appear and snatch away what remains of her, then, well, sometimes the fates will things differently. I dare say she wishes she had a fairer fate than this. I shall, go now. For a while.
Thank you, Brother Stephen.
Fuck me, this thing is horrendous. It ripped her fucking leg off. This is an unusual fucking pace of RP. I'm kind of enjoying it. Ah. Did you wish to speak on that matter that had bothered you so in the square?
Yeah. How far did you, hear about that?
I'm afraid I had people in all ears. It was rather difficult to understand. I do apologize.
Nah, it's fine. Nathaniel, ordered a bag and paid extra for it to be a top priority. And, so we took the request, and later on, the rancher walked up to me and asked about the bag, and I told him what was going on. He got pissy and demanded that his get done first. And that if his didn't get done first, that he would hold up our
Thank you both.
wool that we were
Mr. Clive?
paying for.
They are ignoring your wishes and are attempting to find wood and planks to burn her on the lake.
There he goes.
What?
There is a bit of a burial dispute going on. I have advised them as best I can. But it is not my place to force. Only to watch and guide. Either way.
Brother, please, you cannot let them perform a heathen ritual. Not here.
Very well. I should see to it. It is a pagan burial, if you wished it. I advised them that such was heresy, yet they were possessed.
A proper burial, yes. At the very least, thank goodness your late husband managed to get one. Which reminds you of the boxes of his stuff still sitting all over the house that you've been trying to sort through. He was a bit of a collector, wasn't he? One of the many things that irritated you as time went
This
on.
amount of miscommunication is getting me
Even
so
has some
riled up.
those boxes.
Whatever is the matter?
There. It was a part of her will.
Ah, yes, it is.
To have a sailor's funeral.
An old pagan belief, yes. And not what is written in the good book, I advise them.
Brother. Might I ask you something?
Of course.
I've brought it up with these two, but where do you bury bodies at sea?
It is typical for them to be... Well, the proper process is for them to keep them in coffins they keep aboard the vessel until they should return to shore. An unpleasant thing, they often carry wax so that the smell does not labour them or the rats get to them too much. They are supposed to bury them upon the shore. However, often it is seen that people have gone mysteriously missing from the ledgers. When churchmen have asked, it has been a unfortunate reality of the seafaring folk that, well, superstition plagues them. Long nights of motion and tribulations upon the waves will do that to you, or so I am told. It is a test of any man's faith. It is not my place to force you, nor do I have the ability to do so, but I will tell you that what is written good and true, and what is written good and true is that she should be buried in the ground or burned at a pyre, as is written in the books. Should you wish to continue with this, then of course we will have to make note of it. But that is a choice that you have made. And one that
Indeed, brother, I am not going against the church. I am just asking a religious question.
Of course. It is an unfortunate reality that, yes, many do get buried at sea. Where it is necessary,
Might I
perhaps.
recommend a compromise. Instead of being floated out into the middle of the lake, would it be well within both camps to create a raft upon the shoreline and burn her there? Have the funeral pyre near the shoreline, but also on water.
Burning on a boat is no less pagan than the initial proposition, I am afraid to say. The good book is quite clear on the methods that should be followed.
Did you see where Jerome went?
No, I did not, unfortunately. But it seems that the brother will not be swayed on this one.
It is not me that will not be swayed. I am simply here to recite the
Will
word.
not be swayed then.
Please, know that I bear you no ill will, and nor would I wish for any of you to have any more cause to be upset in this difficult time. However, the father's word must come first. It is vital to ensure that she hastens into a loving embrace, to see her father, to see her mother, to see her family again.
Me, please, and bring him here.
I'll see what I can do. Check his house.
That's five. What is his name?
Give me a moment with Karis.
Sorry. I feel bad to have had to interrupt you for a second time. So, this bag was a point of true dispute for Mr. Sewell. I have to say that his complexion has concerned me awful much of recent. He has grown ever so pale, and there's markings on his neck now. Do you fear some sort of sickness or malady has taken him and affected his mind?
I would not know. Unfortunately, I can't see, so I haven't noticed that difference.
My apologies. I am so used to travelling with a man who wears a blindfold.
It's fine. Trust me. The first couple of years, I had a blindfold, but then I just kind of took it off, and they were like, "Okay."
I'm sure it itches after a while. But yes, I do apologise.
Especially for a 2-year-old.
So are you concerned that Mr. Sewell might do something devilish?
This isn't a sea, this is a
I have found your
I
wayward
fear
guild
that he
member.
will continue this act upon everybody else.
Threatening people?
Well,
Personally, I don't
I'm
know.
not 100% sure. Sam said that he has done it to a couple of other folks as well.
What do you mean by done it? Do you mean
Right.
just be aggressive, or...?
All I know is I go to the mines and I'm not.
Aggressive towards materials.
I spoke to him this morning, and despite his complexion, he seemed otherwise okay. Perhaps a mite less jolly than usual, but who could blame him, given such recent tidings? I should see what's happening with his body. Thank you for letting me know.
Mm-hmm.
We can at least have the pyre along the shoreline. It's still technically on the earth.
It's getting pushed out. There won't be a compass to this one.
My
See what the readings say.
good brothers,
To a grieving friend.
there should be no issue whatsoever, if I may suggest.
Your word to the father is more important.
I have it from here.
If her... I do apologise, but if her will was truly to be one with the waves, then couldn't you burn her upon the shore, and then cast her ash into the lake hereafter?
Especially if it's someone that I trust.
That is precisely what I was about to recommend.
I don't know if he heard me.
I don't know if
Okay.
he
Did you hear this, the brother?
No.
I was merely
By doing this, you
Pyre
risk
upon
her
the
eternal
shoreline,
soul.
cast.
I was merely
Pyre
saying...
upon the shoreline, cast her ashes to the sea. It's apparently within the readings. Should be all right with it.
It does not specify what should be done with the
She
readings.
made it very clear.
With the
She wanted
ashes.
a classic sailor's day.
Well,
If you will not be
heard the
swayed
church's
on this
option,
matter.
Truly
and
cared for
you
her.
have yours.
You would disregard
If you
her
pursue me
wishes
further, I will
and
draw my
care.
blade.
Let's not do
Sir.
any more bloodshed, shall we?
I suggest you turn
You
around.
risk her soul. You do
I
harm
suggest
to
you
her.
turn around.
I understand you're upset right now, but Miss Fairfax speaks sense. It is not your place to decide what happens with her immortal soul. Surely you recognize
No, it is
that.
hers. And she made it very clear what she wanted. This is not my decision.
You accuse the deceased of foulest heresy. I suggest you reconsider your words.
Shameful. Heathen. Blasphemer.
I'm sorry, brother. I gave my word that I would.
This talk really needs to be had, does it?
The only true word is the word and covenant you have with the Father. I suggest you remember that.
Of course.
What is word to a sinner? Just the other day I saw heathens marking that woodwork with blood. That woman in black. Would you lay her rest there?
I'm not sure he can hear you over the rushing of the water.
No, I don't think he could hear me even if I spoke to him. Directly into his face. But we shall try. Just the other day I saw that woman in black mark that spot with heathen markings. In animal's blood.
What spot?
Exactly where she lays. What you do now is no
Doesn't matter
different.
where it happens. A torch if you would. Or a candle, or
Do not be
anything.
complicit in heresy, Mr. Clive. If this
Can you light the
heathen
candle on that?
wishes to continue with his acts, let him do it on his own. He'll not taint our souls.
Listen. I was not born of the faith.
I'm doing enough for you for not interfering with us.
Jerome, a torch, or a candle or something? I cannot leave this spot.
I'm on a thin edge right now.
It's fine.
Caius, might I
If
point
their
out
will
that you
says
have
that they
half
want
your
to be
town
alive
pointing at
behind
you right now.
and the body's gone.
What on earth happened to it?
Well, I suppose that works too.
What?
Do you have a rope, anything to hold on? I can try. I have the.
We must fish her out. Any good men of the faith left, you must get her out of that water. Mr. Thorne, grab a rope or something, please.
Where?
I am not sure where it may be found, but anywhere will be good. We need to get her out of there.
Do you have a rope?
Here you go, brother.
Well, I am of no man of the rope at all. There we go, thanks. I have bought rope. Jerome, cast it out. Fish her out now.
Give it to me.
Of course. There you go.
Hold on to me.
Of course, yes.
All right.
Oh, oh.
Here. Probably shouldn't have gone in with that metal pick on his back.
Absolutely not.
Everything but this moment. Okay. We
Yeah.
need some DM stuff.
We're slightly frozen in place. The mine has jumped into the water to rescue us all. And if you worship the Father, you will take the rope as well. We must not lose 2 men this day.
If someone's fallen in, I'm helping, so.
No, they're not fallen. Jumped of their own volition.
I've got your anchor.
And that.
Miner, if you can hear us down there, do you got her?
The body
Haven
fell
said
down.
that she. Yep, just fell in.
And Buxton instantly ran in there with rope with people holding on to it and pulling it to the dock. And he jumped in as well as Kyle.
told me that my body got dragged off
Buxton.
into the ocean and flopped in.
Buxton. Can you hear me down there?
I can't hear you in the water.
Out of character, Quackers, can you hear me?
Quackers is in the pond.
This doesn't happen.
Jumped in like immediately.
We jumped in immediately and they have a long rope accordingly.
We're looking for her.
He'll point towards Caius to hold on. He'll point towards Caius to keep the rope to the dock, and he'll try to go as long as he can to catch it.
I dare say a more morbid day fishing there has never been.
I'd rather not think about it. Well, hopefully we catch a big one.
He's just going to swim after.
Did no one else think it strange that the body did not float?
He lets go of the rope and he's swimming.
I was given to believe that they did.
I don't.
It moved on its
I've
own
never
as
seen a
well.
body in the water before.
Simply thought that the shifting planks or wind.
Cloth, didn't you?
If it was here, then that's an awful far way to roll, with no one around.
I don't know.
All right.
The poor woman had a leg missing. I think I saw the sight that it
And
happened.
she was very much dead. This wasn't her doing.
I was not suggesting it.
He's gonna try to latch him on his back real quick with the rope. He's gonna wrap one tug of the rope. Gonna try to climb up with the rope.
Can I help?
To the dock.
Yes, we're pulling her out of the water. All right, come on. We're pulling. Come on, we can get him out.
I've got the anchor around my waist.
Grab your There's so much resistance.
I got you. Thank you.
Why did I pull the anchor? My leg. God damn it.
I've got logs. Come on, I have logs.
Don't have logs.
Okay.
Is that the end of the rope?
This is considerably deeper than I thought it would be.
That's what my
Yes.
We both we're both up.
Next year?
We're both up.
Asking, like if he's good to pull me up there somehow.
It's okay, we'll all close our eyes real quick.
My eyes always been closed.
Easy, easy.
Easy. Be careful. Oh. Well, do you see her? Do we have her? Do we have her?
Walk away.
I'm still unclear. Is the body with you?
I don't see it.
No, nor do I. The Father will thank you for trying. We must get you indoors and to a fire. Surely there is a home nearby we can use to get this man dry. Come. Come, let's move it. Do you need help walking?
Come on. He unlatches the rope from you, guys.
Ah, yes. My home is just around the corner. If we could take her if there is nowhere closer.
The lumberer's home, right across the way.
Excellent, let's get her in there.
Come into my house.
Come along.
Oh, God.
Well, tell me, can you speak at all? Did you breathe any of it in?
Buxton, you will notice he is not going to.
Caius.
Oh.
Go for him for me.
I'll go.
Damn, beyond that heretic. We'll rescue the faithful first, and I'll be damned. Come, we must get you inside.
Saves me having to share my home with heresy.
What's ever going on? If I ever hear any more arguments about any damn thing that does not regard the town, damn it all.
I wish more people had your way.
Freaking fire!
Through here. It looks like the embers have not yet died. I'll get some more wood on it for you.
I'm sorry for the state of the place.
That's quite all right. A home like this is, I'm sure, sanctuary enough, given the circumstances. That was a brave thing you did. I hope you do not pay too dearly for it.
I've done it many times, do not worry.
Come, sit, ease yourself.
Hey, take off your wet things.
Ah, yes, we shall need to dry them.
It's just a sheet. I'll see if any of my husband's clothes are left.
Did you see her down there? Else anything that might have grabbed her?
I grabbed onto them. The current pulled them. Something latched and grabbed them. It was either the current or something else. I was the only one I was able to see.
I think we are fortunate that you are still with us. I'm glad that we had a rope on hand, though what has happened today is most dire indeed.
That was that rope. I'll tie most together.
Ah, yes. I shall see it return to the
It's not my
guild
first
master.
time in a cave-in.
You have had a hard day of it. I hope that you find rest in what remains.
If a DM is around,
You open it, and sure enough, it is your husband's writing, his handwriting. But this is news to you. The more you read, the more it sounds and looks like he was growing interested in the vagabond faith, even learning ways to tinker around in it.
I will never know what got into that man. How could something so pure and simple as giving someone their rites of passage turn into such a terrible...
Bucks was just given a DM notes while he was in the water, akin to almost the description of a watering cave-in. You're gonna roll, if you can roll to just see how either angry or sane he just is at the moment, just rattled. Since he jumped in the lake.
Your clothes are wet and mucky. You're used to dirt and dust, you can deal with that, but the feeling of being soaked like this is different and agonizing to you.
Oh. You don't look
In
well for
combination
it.
with everything else, with a 5, you are irritated, in control, but very irritated.
I found some of my husband's belongings.
Haven, could I borrow you for a moment as well? If you're still present.
Some boots and a jacket and a shirt.
Oh, jeez, I'll just walk out of the way.
I don't know what will fit.
I don't know if you're here. Okay, well, that kind of thought I would, juice it up a little bit by, making up something about burial rites and all that sort of stuff. I hope I'm not in trouble.
Oh, no, perfectly.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure that was all right. I enjoyed it, though. It was good, thank you.
You're doing wonderful.
Find any of his breeches. Well, he was a big man like you. How are the boots?
Fine. Just need a minute.
Of course. Take your time.
If all is well, I will depart shortly. There is much I must tell. I must see if I can find the father and brother Andrew.
If I could, tell you of any advice.
Yes, what is it?
When it comes to these moments, when it comes to these type of issues, keep to the focus. I know there's a faith to roll by, but when it comes to life and death around Blackwell, we don't need any more.
I did not mean to cause more of it. I was simply offering a word of advice. I uttered no words of altercation.
I mean for the future. That has happened. Just think of that.
There is.
When we think about meddling talk.
It was not my intent to meddle, only to save her eternal soul.
I know.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clive. I truly am. Rest well. Thank you for your kind comfort. Yes.
Of course.
I shall.
May I have a moment of your time?
Of course.
Outside.
Yes, I will be making my way.
Thank you for,
That's the house you went into.
for what you did. The body.
Yes.
What will happen now?
I shall consult with the father and see if there's aught that can be done. With any luck, the
Will
father...
she be damned to hell?
Well, brother.
I do not know. Sorry, I have your rope. I hope you don't mind that it is slightly wet.
Most everything is either wet and covered in blood at the moment.
Yes, it would seem so.
But I don't claim to know near as much about the Bible as you do, or the teachings as you do, but might it have been the father's will that her body was pulled into the lake?
Before some suspicious traveling merchant Ergomir steals shit from your bag and sells it for a lesser profit.
What on
Well, if
earth
it goes
is the
missing,
matter?
I know who to blame. I think the
Just let it
father
die.
is taking
Have a good
grips
one.
into the random direction. But might I state that I am right when I say that a lot of sailors don't carry wax with them, and a lot of sailors die at sea.
I know.
Perhaps the father's flock isn't as bound to the earth as is literal in the teachings. Some people call the very firmament we live on the earth. So, perhaps it is just a different reading. I have read so much today. Jesus Christ. Whoever that is.
I
Sounds like a carpenter.
I hope that the Father has mercy upon her soul. That is all I can say on this matter.
I choose to have faith that this was the Father's doing.
Yes.
A still body rested upon a sturdy raft being pulled into the lake from a level dock. I choose to believe there could be no other sign than that.
Yes. You speak true, of course. And in fact, I thank you for it. Such a miraculous thing as her being pulled into the water in front of all our eyes, and yet none of us saw the culprit. Could it be, perhaps, that the Father
Indeed.
saved her?
Could be. Could be.
The father showed mercy in following her wishes.
Yes. Perhaps it was looking over that
And in doing
encounter
so,
once and for all.
Yeah, I choose to believe, at the very least, and have faith.
It is a fine thought indeed, and one that I am disgraced for not coming to sooner. Of course, such a miraculous
Don't
thing
be,
as her
don't
body
be.
shifting. Surely it must be the work of the Father and naught else. We have witnessed a miracle this day. That is
Praise be to
cause
the
to
Father.
jubilate indeed. Praise be to the Father, and blood for blood. Yet I must find Brother
Blood for
Andrew
blood.
and regale him of this story. I would still seek the Father's counsel. Thank you both for your aid in wresting Clive from that lake.
Is Jerome still in that building?
I know not.
Yeah, in Buxton.
Let me go knock on the door.
Yeah, deep copium. Oof. Fuck me. I hope I'm not in trouble. I even said it was fine. It's fine. I literally just was there going, this is fucking tragic. What if I make it worse? Wow. What a fucking day. What a fucking day. Ugh! I must find the father and brother Andrew. Oh, great and Heavenly Father, I look to you to this day, humbly. I look to you this day, ashamed, that I have missed this morning's dedication on the route back from town yonder. It is not lost upon me that this grisly sight has happened upon the dock where I would normally each morn pray to you. And I shall see to it that I renew my dedication. I should have walked faster. Or else found the time. Please look after her. I want to believe it was you who took her from heretics' hands. I know that you love us. Do. There will be blood for blood. And I am sure I will see my penance. There will be blood for blood.
Hi, Father.
Listen, I'm sorry. I
Holy Spirit.
didn't know that you...
We're waiting.
It wasn't my intention. I sought merely to warn you in case you were simply curious. I didn't know you had that relationship. I'm sorry.
To be frank, I was looking for someone that was looking for the leather worker, but I did know the person in question. In fact, I tried to speak to the person that was carrying the body, and they told me to fuck off, essentially, about 3 times over, so... Yeah, I had my own words. I'm sure they're at rest. You did your best.
I'm sorry that you've...
Now, I gotta find someone to give these bread to. It's alright. Have a good day.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry, yes, what is it? I was lost in my thoughts.
It's right. One of your brothers said that they wanted some renovations on the building itself. I'm just looking over the woodworking.
Ah, yes.
I want to see what exactly needs to be worked on.
We've had a frightful problem with termites, you see. They're in the left-hand side of the, or I suppose right-hand side, looking from the altar. We've seen trails of them in this pew here, as well as they've spread just a little bit into this one in the back here. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. I do apologise. I'm all out of sorts after this morning's nastiness. I shall be more careful. I think they're coming in through some sort of hole they've dug for themselves around here. It was our hope that we could see to it before the problem spread much further.
Well, replacing the wood's not the issue, it's the termites. You're gonna need to get something that could kill them off. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep coming.
Any suggestions at all? Admit I am not wise in these ways.
Perhaps ask the apothecary, Miss Beaumont. Maybe she has something that could deal with the buggers.
Certainly, I shall.
Something herbal.
I shall speak to her first before seeking your counsel further. I do apologize for wasting your time.
No, it's fine. If it's going to be just this or more, it's going to get accounted for. But I will say, if we're going to have to replace multiple pieces, it will have to be pricey on the fact that it's going to take a lot of wood to rebuild.
I understand that we must solve this problem before long. Thank you for your wise counsel.
Of course.
The apothecary, then.
Let that known to your other brothers if they question about the status of the...
Certainly, I shall. I was looking for them just now, as it happens. I shall add that to the list of things I must regale them with. Ah, a good surgeon. Have you seen the apothecary at all?
She's down that way.
Ah, my eyes are not quite what they used to be. Thank you most kindly.
Less than a few hours. Caius, there was an argument at the docks. The body, Solon's body, fell into the water. They think a current took it. They must be going out there to try and look for her.
It is our belief
Bloody hell.
that maybe it was
Why is he carrying around a pig?
the father who saw to it to snatch away the body from the hands of the heretic, so that he himself may carry him into his embrace. Yes, heresy most foul, I am afraid. Miss Beaumont, I was hoping to speak to you if you have a moment.
I do see you just kind of went, whoop.
On a less frightful matter.
That would be nice for once. A less frightful matter.
Certainly. May I ask for your presence in the church, then? Your counsel would be greatly appreciated. If you need to finish up, I shall wait over there.
I think I know more information on the matter.
That's correct. I wonder what the witch hunter's doing. I've just found shitloads of heretics for him. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, those two do seem to be close. I just hope that they can find some comfort with each other after a marriage. I should suggest as such. It would be good to have some uplifting news in this time. Thank you kindly. I'm afraid there are all manner of beasts plaguing Blackwell, but I'm hoping this one we might be able to do something about. The father was after the carpenter, you see. We've had a terrible termite problem coming up. It's getting into the pews and some of the floorboards on the wall here. I spoke to the carpenter and he said, we'll need to deal with the nest first, and suggested I, consult you before the damage gets all too expensive. If you don't mind me asking. I don't suppose you have anything. Termites, yes.
Termites? Well, I've never quite dealt with them before. Did he have any suggestions at what he's done before in the past?
No. He simply said that the problem must be dealt with first and referred me to your good self. I was hoping that perhaps there was some, I don't know, some leaves or something we might put about to deter them, or some poisons that we might employ.
I mean, I can make a poison. That's not too difficult, but I'm not sure how well it would target, considering if... Well, is he certain how far they may have spread, or if it's still centralized?
Well, it's come out of here, and we've seen evidence of it spreading into the other pew from now, so we think we're sort of moving out of this wall as they burrow their way down. Of course, we're a little bit worried about it sneaking the other way and going up towards one of the support pillars. Yes. I'm sorry, this must seem like a trifling but small thing on a day like today.
No. No. I mean, I can make him poison. I'm just unsure what would actually attract a termite besides more wood. Allow me a little time. I'll look this evening, see if I have anything in my books.
Certainly, that would be most kind of you. I would be very, very, very grateful. The father's been all sorts of out of sorts recently. I thought it might help him to put at least this one to rest. Well, there we go. I do hope that this isn't a sign. The erosion of our church and the ghastly business of recent. I must try to think on more positive things.
Certainly doubt it's a sign of anything. If I can find something else that isn't a poison that might deter them, I'll do so, but... I'll check.
Very good, thank you. I see you... Are you quite fond of Jerome? I just happened to notice you talking a lot.
He's kind. He escorts me outside of town, and it's a transactional thing.
Have you a mind to marry him?
Marry?
Yes, simply talking on more positive signs. Well, why ever not?
No.
I dare say the town could do with a little bit of, how shall we say, a little bit of happiness, a bit of celebration in these times. And we must find comfort where we can.
I am not the one to be asking of marriage. Speak with Sean and Claire. Those two are the ones that are smitten with one another.
Oh, of course, but
have them.
I would certainly have no qualm seeing two marriages instead of one. After all, you do seem fond of your walks with each other, and I see you speaking with each other on far more than a transactional basis.
He's a good friend. He's certainly company. Forgive me, brother. I don't see there being two weddings in the future.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear it. I do hope that he feels the same, honestly, the way he looks after you. Either way, thank you very much for your kind counsel. I do hope that you manage to find a little bit more pleasantness in your future as well, even if marriage is not included among them.
Marriage only brings bad things.
Oh, why ever would you say something like that? It brings wonderful things, like companionship and children. Have you ever wanted to have a... Well, none of us live forever, and we all become weary eventually. It is good that you have little ones running around, so they may look after you when you grow old.
My younger sister died right before she intended to wed. So I don't believe it's the best of luck. Excuse me, would you?
Well, she didn't get wed. That's the important thing. Maybe if she... You know what, never mind.
Oh, Miss Baymont. It's good to see you today.
Ah, Brother Andrew, I had much to speak to you on. This is quite fortuitous. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Are you all right?
Mr. Clive, I do hope you're feeling better.
I'm quite all right. All I needed was
See you well and rested. I hope you're not heading down into that mine today.
I'm assuming came back with you.
We all, though I'm not going to be swinging.
He did.
Well, make sure he gets plenty of rest. I'll look to you to ensure that.
After them, I swung by my house to take a small nap because I was tired.
Oh, indeed.
All my traveling.
Very well, then. Wouldn't do to keep the Regent waiting.
How are you today?
Exhausted.
I guess that makes two of us.
Two of us, indeed. Actually, brother, since I have both of you here,
Yes, what is it?
Jasper, he's out of medical supplies, or at least running incredibly low. I've been looking about to see if anyone has any spare cloth that they may be willing to donate. Old clothing, blankets. You wouldn't have to worry about cleaning it. I would handle that part.
I will see what I have, but I'm afraid the life of an acolyte is not one of excess. I may not have much hanging round.
I can give you my blindfold, but that's all I can spare right now. Here, let me get it.
Now too, along with steel and bread now.
What are you looking for, Miss Claire?
Looking for the farmer. I need
It was his offering yesterday. It would be good to see it used for the good of the community. Certainly not. The sergeant does good work for this town, and I dare say we need more generosity about.
I worry with Jasper's standoff behavior, no one else would have been willing to offer. That's why I've been about asking.
Ah, yes.
As you take it, you notice he winces ever so slightly in pain.
And you notice the same with her. She winces.
Looking curious.
Alright, Claire. I'll see if I can find the tavern keep, and I'll just get some fuel from him.
I don't think he's in though. I don't want you to see on his face.
It's not much,
If I had known that
but it's what I can give.
saved at least 2 of those meat pies I made for you, instead of going out there and being kind and bringing it over to the region.
It's more than I've gotten from you, so thank you. I'll help greatly.
Oh.
I don't think I can go
Of
over
course.
to the ranch.
Do we know if anyone is about in the forests? I've become ever so concerned every time it grows dark that people haven't returned to the town. It seems to be a terrible sign so far.
Happens a lot around here.
That it does. I was hoping more people would be seen about this time in the evening.
You think so?
Who returned, sorry?
Miss Noonan, did my assistant speak with you?
I'm afraid
The blacksmith, Miss Sam.
Assistant, the
Oh.
Mr. Masked Man?
I have not.
Yes.
I've been quite preoccupied over at the lake most of the day. I'm afraid I haven't seen him.
I have written it down.
If you have them, if not, I can make them myself. I was just looking to see if you had brought any more back than what was given.
Jerome, do you have a moment?
Unfortunately, because
I mean, I'll keep looking for the farmer. I'll see if I can get you something at least by the end of the night, alright?
He was running
You need
about
to eat something.
quite fearfully earlier. Ever running around, that man.
Oh,
Thank you, Miss Miller.
always running around.
I will buy it.
Well, Jerome, let's go for a little walk, shall we?
Of course. Brother Stevens, I'd like to ask forgiveness for acting outside of the church. If there's any sort of penance I can do.
I don't know, Jerome, I really don't. I had a moment of weakness there myself. My parents were heretics, see. I caught myself thinking that perhaps, they too had found their way to the Father's light through whatever means, and that perhaps the way of burial didn't perhaps matter so much as is written in the good book. It's a terrible thing, you see. It must sound awfully selfish, but that each morning I make my way over to that lake on that jetty and do my morning's dedications. The one day I'm out overnight, don't make it back in time, well, I go to my usual spot and there's a corpse laying there. Terrible business indeed. Though I believe that collector from the guild has the way of it. Such a mysterious thing as her body being snatched away. I believe it to be the case that perhaps the father saw what was happening on that dock, and the terrible heresy that was about to be committed, and saw fit to speed her passage into his arms. That is what I shall tell myself, at least. For I'm sure she deserved better than damnation like my mum and dad. Still, though, the faith seems to be wavering amongst many folks, I have noticed. It is strange. I had always learned that it was trials and tribulations that brought people together. Do you think perhaps the church isn't quite doing what it should? That we're failing people somehow? That they should turn to such terrible, terrible heathenry?
I think that with everything going on, people... they grow desperate. Desperate people do things that they wouldn't otherwise.
We are taking measures, Jerome. I assure you that much. We are. Though I cannot speak of it further. It is my hope that things should improve before long. But I am sorry.
Is the father will, is it? Sorry? For what?
I must bring you most terrible news. Miss Beaumont believes that marriage is bad luck.
Oh, that.
I had noticed you fawning over her. There was people talking, watching you as you go here and there about the place. I thought I'd touch on the subject with her, with all the misery coming round. I thought it might do us good to have a wedding or two, a cause of celebration of all sorts. But so happens that she's just confided that, someone she loved very dearly was lost before the night of her wedding. And I was about to say something very untactful indeed, but thankfully the father saw it that Brother Andrew interrupted me. Small blessings. Even so, I just thought I'd let you know just before, you got your hopes up too much only to have them cruelly crushed or anything. I know it must come as quite a loss, particularly on a day like today, but yes, I just thought you ought to know.
Brother Stevens, it's fine. I share her sentiment.
No.
Marriage, it's... If I can confide in you, Brother Stevens, I was married once before.
Oh. You were, really? That's remarkable. I had no idea. What on earth happened?
I was, She was with child, and when the baby came, she did not make it.
Oh. In kinder times, I would say it was Providence that two people who had lost a loved one before union would come together and find time to heal, but that is most dire news indeed.
It was years ago. I'm not ready to be wed, of course, but I have been grateful and very, very thankful for Vanella's friendship.
No, and I am most sorry. It is good that you remain faithful even after all these years. I do apologize. It was insensitive of me to bring it up.
Not at all. It's... Think nothing of it.
Well, what do you think of this, what was his name? Kane. Rightful business.
Gaius?
Gaius, my apologies. I saw you run after him.
Last I heard, he ran off to the swamps.
Oh.
A couple of hunters chased him.
For Pete's sake!
I know, He must think that the body drifted over there.
What on earth will possess every man, woman, and child in this town to find their way into that swamp for one cursed reason or another? Makes the blood freeze over. Just the other night, there's been more attacks. Coming back into town this morning, blood everywhere on the passage back into town. Come in with a new hunter saying that we're bringing more food, that the church is doing what it can, and already people are aghast. People are aflame. Tell you what, Jerome, if you do wish for something to take your mind off matters, I have heard words that our rancher, Mr. Sowell, is getting quite angry, getting quite aggressive with people about. I've seen the colour of his skin and the redness in his eyes, and now the strange marks on his neck. I fear some sickness is taking him, and yet I could not convince him to see the surgeon. It would do me good. I do not know what it is, but I have seen you stand firm before, and if you still love the people of this town and find goodness in your heart, it would do me much good to know that you are at least looking out to see if he is misbehaving or anything of the like, just in case his situation deteriorates. Why, it was so bad that the blind girl herself was commenting on it, saying that he never heard such likes in the man, and yet all of a sudden he's always been crass. But here he was demanding that he had a sack made before a personal commission for Lady Blackwell.
I don't understand. But if it's the worst and it's the red, I almost dare not speak it.
The devil's fever,
But if it is that, yes, the devil's fever, then perhaps we can treat it.
Well, we should need to see him to a surgeon first. But the man is possessed that other people have more need than he.
Stubbornness.
Yes, I had hoped to find the surgeon to comment upon him, but so many things have gotten in the way this day, but important things, of course. It's so shocking to hear that his supplies are running low, but is it any surprise? Whoever could have suspected that we'd have such a terrible run on his stock? They say her leg was taken. I don't understand it, Jerome. What manner of beast lets the greater part of their prey crawl back into town?
I don't have an answer for that. But perhaps I can talk to Nella, and maybe we can convince the rancher to seek some aid.
Yes, it would do well if you do so. I tried my best. Perhaps a pressure from some more of his peers would sway him. But at the very least, if he, if it is the devil's fever, we should know of it sooner rather than later, for his own sake as well as everyone else's.
Of course.
Either way, there is much to dwell on this night, but I would, sleep a little easier if I knew that more people had returned to town. Each night that tavern seems more barren.
Indeed it does. The best that we can do is maintain ourselves and trust in the Father's will.
Aye.
Right?
That we must. Sometimes it takes for things to get truly dire to really understand that all you really can do is trust in God's plan. Though I wish he alleviated a little bit more weight from my mind. Ah! Mr. Saul, are you alright? Wandering around with a pitchfork
I'm
this
fine.
late?
What were you doing on my ranch?
We were simply stepping away to have a conversation, that was all. No harm has come to your animals or anything of the sort.
Place for that.
We were stood around the corner from it, just to the side. I'm terribly sorry if we've caused offence.
Nah, I believe you, Stephen. You're good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I hope you're feeling quite well. I am awfully worried about you.
No, I feel like my bucket of manure. So, no.
So a gift for the father, perhaps?
A gift for the father.
By your own words yesterday. Surely you remember.
Well, I did take a bath.
That you did. And we all thank you for it. Oh, if the eve was just a day later, I'd have said perhaps your sacrifice was finding your way to the surgeon. But I won't press you.
Please. Jerome?
How are you feeling? Well, stupid question. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, I'll do.
Blood for blood.
Blood for blood, Stephen. That's the way. Blood for blood.
I know not if it's the devil's plague, but there's certainly the devil in him.
I'm going to go find Nella and see what I can do.
Thank you kindly.
The one who severs your own finger cuts off again.
Oh my word, he severed his finger.
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt. Good surgeon, I don't suppose you've seen Mr. Saul walking around, convinced there's something. No, I just met him. He looks paler and more ill by the day. I worry he may have contracted something, and I have tried to convince him to consult your services, but he seems convinced that others are in greater need. I grow worried that if he does carry a sickness, it may spread to the others. I wouldn't ask you to intrude, of course, but if you do notice anything, please do let us know.
I will.
Thank you,
Moses.
Moses.
It is a sickness that he's contracted. We'll likely have to have Nella take a look at him as well.
Yes, I've just sent Jerome on his way to have a chat with her. Thank you very much, then. I won't intrude on you any longer.
Thank you for letting me know.
Hi, Marcus.
Had this robe on for a very long time. We'd do well to get out of it for a little bit.
Maybe take the
I
bandages
guess you're not gonna
off.
get married anytime soon.
It's the skin on purplish.
I don't know.
Why has he severed his finger? By the Father. Each day brings new heresy. Still, there's no sense walking around in wet and cold robes. Best look after them. After all, they were gifts from the Father. I wish I had seen him this day. Mum. Dad. Never mind. Just look my best. Things are right as rain. Gonna show the people Those with good faith have nothing to fear.
Something that starts with an R.
Town region. That was a TR. Mike, that was a region.
Blessings of the Father, Lord Regent. Good to see you about.
Good eve, good eve.
Is everything all right?
I was going to talk to him, but I guess not.
I have come to grow concerned.
Is there a cook? Anyone?
Hmm?
Any sort of... Does anyone have any food? I can pay, I just...
Unfortunately, no.
I wish.
The bakery's
Great, no.
closed, and there's no cook for the tavern.
Oh, well, this is most dire.
All right.
Surely there must be some ingredients. Has anyone seen the tavern keep?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could cook some gumbo if we have the ingredients.
The only things haven't gotten that dire yet. I am growing ever so concerned about the amount of paces I see about. Already I have learned of one folly foray into the swamps. Anyone seen the hunter's return or anything like that?
No. If anything, I saw the carpenter's apprentice hint out with a couple of traps.
Oh, by the gods. Yeah, it's by the Father even.
No, this isn't good. This isn't good at all.
No, it is not.
Servant, where have you gone?
Is everything all right?
Upset Miss Drake by accident.
Oh. Well, I hope everything's all right. You didn't do anything too serious, I hope.
No, she's afraid of blood, and you see there's
Oh.
of his blood nose dripped down onto his shirt.
Oh,
I
what on
didn't
earth
realize.
happened to you? I heard you had an altercation with Mr. Soul earlier today. Was it him?
Who, me?
Aye, the rancher. I was told there was some sort of dispute over a sack or some sort.
No, I've been up at the manor all day.
Oh, well. That's good at least. What on earth happened to you?
I don't know, I just had a blood nose on the way home.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, either way.
Do something about your shirt. Go change it something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Perhaps it's best you get out of sightline. Come along.
Yeah.
I do feel awful concerned for you and the other one there, walking backwards and forwards to the manor and such dire times as these.
It's a long walk.
Have you seen anything?
What do you mean?
What does anyone mean? It's sighting of this, eyes that, shadowy creature the next. Not 4 days ago I was walking towards the manor with a heretic and he told me the story of how he blacked out. fell unconscious all of a sudden approaching the manor.
Who was that?
That was Anton, the departed. There was much he was said that didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think I need to attend the region.
Of course.
Thank you for walking with me.
Not at all.
Check the tavern.
Mr. Cossington, you haven't seen Brother Andrew, have you?
I've been looking for him myself. I'm afraid I haven't, not for a good 30 minutes hence. Wish I could be of more use to you, I'm afraid. There's nothing urgent, I hope.
If you see him... No, not urgent. I seek his counsel.
I shall tell him to look for you if I see him.
Thank you, Brother Cossington.
Thank you, Lord Regent.
And, Regent, might I ask something?
I need to replace that battery. Brother Andrew, if you're in that swamp, then you probably know better than I. Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I impose on a moment of your time? You are off out in the woods, correct?
What may I do you?
Simply just for the account of your
Yes.
eyes. I heard tell that a number of our people walked out towards the swamp some time ago. I don't suppose you've seen them.
Yes.
Do you know if they've returned at all?
I have seen all have returned.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. That means a lot. Sorry for imposing upon your evening.
They do.
Blood for blood.
Where'd they go?
Well, the good thing is we don't have to play them.
Nearly slips into heresy? I mean, yeah, he did.
Tomorrow. If at best, you tell the Lord that I would like to speak to him about certain individual actions. 5%, maybe.
Like watching a boy be swooped up into the darkness.
Appreciate
Nothing
it.
but a trail of blood left behind.
Take care, lad.
How about two boys stuck in a room, locked on them with
Take care.
black figures converged on them, barely escaping?
Sounds like you need to start taking some tonic.
The hell?
You're right.
Has anybody seen the apothecary?
I believe you
No.
went, or she
What's
went
going
inside
on?
to talk with the Regent.
She went in the Regent's house.
We go!
Yes,
Method.
Right, tell. If Jerome
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
here,
so
I
the
would
hardest-
hear what you have to say. What is of this of two boys locked in a room?
And
What?
What?
What is it?
You don't need to worry about that.
I would very much like to worry about it. But it'll all come to light soon enough. What on earth do you mean?
Father, I have little clue what the hell is happening here. For what it's worth, it sounds like relatively soon a group guarded by guild members is going to be going out into the swamp at night.
Oh my word,
To
not
guard against
again.
the plague, that is. In this case, it is ordered by the Regent, We're going to need your blessing on this one, brother. I know it is dangerous, but that is a guild member's life. But the miasma is on our doorstep, it seems, judging by the towns that went through on the way here.
I would not lose another of this town to that blasted swamp. If you are to go,
brother,
I think it's high time I came with you. I would know what allures people so keenly to this place.
I know our objective is going to be the Devil's Tears flowers that grow there. For the miasma is on our front doorstep, we need to start preparing against it. Or, well, you do.
In that case, it would be good that I came for another pair of hands. I shall... This is something that behooves the church. These herbs will help all of the members of our town. I would be grateful to be with you on this endeavor, though I cannot say it does not fill me with some vile trepidation.
There's a reason why I'm armed currently. Speaking of which, have you seen Caius? I need to tell him the news as well.
I have
haven't
not
seen him since he ran off. Apparently he came back, though.
Not since his heretical endeavors. It's a foul thing. A foul thing indeed. What do you know of what we face?
Only that whatever is out there killing my guild members and the townsfolk does so with some sort of brutalistic glee. Not an animal.
Yes, I'd surmised as such. For what manner of beast lets the greater part of its prey walk back into town? Or crawl, as the case may be.
There's talk of shadow figures with white eyes. Talks of people seeing shadows in buildings where shadows should not be.
I see. Well, if there is one thing I have learned,
dragged out in the wilderness,
is that the plague may kill us, but that thing will and is killing us. If we encounter anything, we should flee.
Indeed.
And post haste at that.
From all reports.
You have to love when the small-hooded lady makes you look like a fucking crazy person.
What are you... My boy, please. For God's sake. By the Father's name, this one has been muttering such deluded things for a while now, and with each passing day I believe it more so.
If I may ask you of something that may seem a little unorthodox. From all reports of those who have encountered it, it seems that whatever's out there is not harmed by the mortal tools of man.
It is not.
Might I ask for a blessing on my blade there? It may cut through any sort of
course.
veil it may have around itself.
We shall hasten to the altar at once.
I know not if this is going to be enough, but anything might help.
I hope so.
Do you keep a pocket watch on you?
I do not. Unfortunately, the life of an acolyte is not one which rewards you much in the way of material goods.
I do keep a timepiece on myself, and I've noticed it running somewhere around 10 minutes short every day.
Ah, it is the approach of winter.
By my count, we're in the dead of summer. It should not be this fast.
It is autumn, is it not?
Very late summer, if the calendar is to be believed.
Ah, in that case, I must be incorrect.
Hello, you two. Welcome back.
Hello. We're
Greetings.
We were just musing over the idea of putting some more lanterns inside the church area. What do you think? It doesn't seem very welcoming at night.
That it does not. But it would be well to do indeed. A very fine thought, a very fine
I
thought.
think we should talk about it.
Absolutely. We've, having the
I-
church looked at the moment.
Yeah, please have a look at it. I feel like if people want to pray in times of need, then the nighttime would be a time of need.
Yes, indeed, it has usually been my thing to put a candle on the altar. Thank you for reminding me. I shall go fetch one for my abode. I shall be back very shortly. I'm just round the corner. Damn straight I'm bringing the holy word with me into the swamp.
First name Landon, last name Cider, full name Landon Side.
It is good that some are finding merriment in this time. Excuse me.
From what I've seen of my brethren, the heartiest laughs come from the darkest moments.
I have heard much of the soldiers' gallows humor, as they call it.
That's not just for soldiers. Or, well, I guess you could call us soldiers of fortune, if you will.
On this night, it seems that you're on a very perilous mission indeed. So, perhaps that is what you are now. Soldiers of the faith. And that's what we are doing today. We are blessing a weapon of a soldier of the faith. I shall place it upon the holy book and see that all is put to rest. I've decided on a chapter from one of the angels as he lay waste to the devils that plague the Nazarites. O great Father, we come to you this day, as ever, with humble awe, prostrating ourselves before your glory, and asking once more for your guidance and protection this day. These guildmen from our town go now to the swamps, a land which has claimed many of our foes. Not our foes, of our people. I do apologize, Father. We ask that you look over these men of the guild, and any who would tread within those accursed waters. And ask that you look to this, the tool of your servant, an axe simple in make, a holy weapon of the righteous, when wielded by righteous hands. Yea, we ask that you bless this blade, that it swings true and drives back the darkness which plagues us. Blood for blood.
Blood for blood.
It is in the Father's hands now. I present to you your mighty sword, O angel of our people. I hope that it serves you well.
The angel's axe, as it were.
Well, we work with what we have. Oh, I do apologize.
Indeed.
What can I do for
To
you?
the tavern. Lieutenant's orders.
Oh,
Now.
of course, we shall come post-haste. I dare say that axe may see use before the night is through.
Let us hope not, brother.
a troubling day indeed that you've come to our town, good hunter.
I've heard no end of the troubles.
Heresy at every turn, I'm afraid. Would that it were any other way.
I speak more so of beasts and burdens.
Then I have much to tell you.
You were told to be here, apparently?
Oh, where did the other thing go? There it is. Do-do. Oh dear. What on earth is this? Oh, this isn't good. Oh, this is a crash. Ah, I thought they'd fix this. Uh-oh. F. Right, I think we'll quickly reboot into the game, don't you? Can you still hear me all right? Hope you can. We'll be back with them shortly. I've done a lot of priesting today. It's been fun. This is good priest RP. I'm enjoying the priesting. I also am kind of enjoying, like, Steven's been so high energy the rest of the time that now things have got serious. I'm really enjoying, like, slowing him down and taking it a bit more steady. What the fuck is what's playing? Oh. Holy shit. Thank you, VR Toolkit, that's cool. Right, let's go back in. Online friends. Please, friends. Please. Let me back in. Steven said priest and priest all over the place. Dude, I priest so hard. I think OBS has a feature that it automatically plays music when you're in VR chat's loading screen. How cool is that? Yeah. I'm priesting! This has been like a really kind of... It's lovely. This is all soft RP. I love it. I've been good. If it's not soft RP, doesn't exist. It's all been some pretty fucking non-combat, high-intensity RP, which is just wonderful. I love that sort of shit. I don't like fucking killing people all the time. Oh, there we go. Loading in. The tavern has claimed me. Yeah, it has been, Captain Carl, but I know you've been busy, so don't worry about it. Well, or rather, you don't have to come. It's good to see you. You opened the menu. Skip the tutorial. Skip the tutorial. I know how it works. It's all good. God, I'm going beyond the spooky door. Oh.
Mostly well.
Oh, I dare say that had a bit of a awkward turn.
They can't keep me off my feet. The father demands it.
Did I miss the summoning? I heard people were...
Brother, I think your voice is still with the father.
Is it really? That's most
Perhaps
curious.
clear your throat.
One moment. Are you quite sure?
There, you sound much better.
Most strange. Not sure what was happening there.
Perhaps the sound
Well,
echoed strangely.
who on earth could say anything in the face of such terrible things as we've been having recently? One moment, just while I adjust myself. Oh.
Yes.
Just this day I was
You can regale me of... Oh?
It's been a difficult day, that's for sure. We've had a, I was... Came back to town, went to the lake to do my morning dedication as is per normal, and, well, it seemed that the bloody trail that we found belonged to a woman who'd lost a leg. She was savaged by some beast out and allowed to crawl into town. I know not what manner of beast leaves the greater part of its prey to be, how shall we say, so slowly make its way back, but it's frightfully terrible. More concerning is that she found her way to a jetty, and just a day hence I scrubbed heresy from that jetty, painted on it by one of the vagabonds who plague our town. Well, they were thinking of putting it to rest in the ocean, or this in the lake even. I said it was heresy, that she should be burned upon a pyre or buried beneath the ground, as is the way, but they were possessed. Convinced they were that she needed a sailor's burial, heresy as it is, steeped in pagan superstition. I said, if you do not bury her, you will be condemning her soul, delaying her eventual embrace with the Father. But they would hear none of it. They built a pyre on the edge of the jetty, and, well, such heresy would have happened were it not for the most incredible thing. All of a sudden, as if of a life of its own, the body just slid into the water. Now, it was in no place that it could have done so. It was like it was taken by some creature, or perhaps by the Father himself, seeing that such terrible heresy was taking place, seeing fit to steer the cadaver away from the terrible fate at the hand of a heretic. Well, the faithful dived in. Mr. Clive, the miner, who apparently knew her well, we all stood there on the edge of the jetty holding a rope with him on the other end. He says that what was ever beneath the water, well, it pulled her away from him, slipping the corpse from his hands.
That would explain me and Mr. McKay having to venture to the swamp to find some man who rushed out there to catch her body downstream.
I feared that might have been yourself.
He had no luck finding her.
Well, I have.
But we were able to get him back before dark.
Well, I am sorry to say that this Mr. Cairn is the heretic in question. It was he who was no doubt seeking to find her so he may give her her heathen burial. A sad and terrible thing indeed. I would have followed him myself were it not for...
Men struck by grief are prone to loss of their sense.
I dare say we've seen that much today.
Of this I will not blame him. I simply hope he sees sense returned, that he does not venture off into dangerous portions of your land alone, unarmed.
Yes. I dare say possessed he was in more ways than one. He would not see sense. Though I have grown worried. Doubtless you have seen Mr. Soul walking about the place, the rancher who we saw this very morning. In fact, that's him just over yonder.
He's in here.
Dare say he's been becoming very unlike himself. Very aggressive, and yet won't see sense and go to the surgeon. Just a word to the wise. He does not quite seem himself. I hope that what he says now does not, tar your impression on him. He has always been a crass man, but I dare say when I saw him walking with a pitchfork into the night, asking me what I was doing for merely stepping foot near his ranch, taking a side as I was with Jerome, I thought he had murder in his eyes. It was terrible.
Oh, really?
What of you, madame? Does her answer seem strange? I have no opinion yet. I've only met him today.
When I first came here, he seemed a pretty decent man, but as of recently, I mean, right aloud, he threatened to hold back resources that we needed if we didn't make him a bag.
because someone paid us extra to make their bag first.
There have been many demands of recent. I have heard that the Regent has ordered that the Guild head out into the swamp over cover of night in order to gather more plants. How are they going to find plants by moonlight? So that we may be better prepared to fend off the devil's fever, or so they say. It's
You have devil's fever in this town.
Apparently it is at the border even now. The venture out tonight, though God knows why it must be that they venture out at such late an hour, is to find herbs that may help with the
action and intent more than merit any type of.
So wait, you're saying that the plague spread past the outside towns?
If the Regent is to be believed, then that is the case, yes.
I myself have not heard of it in Antillion. Though, perhaps I did not keep my ear close enough to the ground.
I would go now.
I never really heard it myself. This is new to me as well, but from what I've been hearing people's reactions to, seems pretty bad.
That it does, I'm
The
afraid.
plague is a devilish danger, unlike anything else. Very few live past 4 days.
Now I must go to find the guildsmen. I said I would bless them before they headed out to the swamps. I have a mind to go to the swamps myself, just to know what it is that keeps drawing people there. I shall hurry then. Thank you very much for your counsel.
Good brother, I advise you against going to a place like that. Give them their blessings in return. That would be wise.
I would not see another man lost to that swamp. Not another member of this parish.
It is merely my advice.
I understand.
Take it if you will.
I will consider it, of course. Thank you for your kind words.
You, by the way, what are the manor servants from, I think it was the Lady Blackwell manor servants. They were asking for a black-haired girl with a black trench coat, and I said, I don't think there's any girls in the guild right now.
I think they found her.
Okay, who is she? Do you know who she is? I think I might have been mistaken them for you.
Amelia, the hunter.
That was a pretty covert report of the day's findings to the witch hunter. That was pretty cool. Seems like as not that the Father has seen fit to save me from these travels. Nonetheless, I shall check the lodge. No one about. Oh, cruel witch. The soul of the Regent must cry out. cry out in pain. Knowing that it sends so many good men to their death. Must hurt the soldier in him. I've a mind to talk to the vagabonds. Oh, what should I do? Oh, that reminds me. Must do it. It's just on the mountain. It's... We're so close to town.
Brother, I appreciate you acting as a signpost, but you need to be safe.
I was fearful that you'd already gone.
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, my apologies. I thought he was sending you out into the night.
No, the orders are everyone to the tavern.
Oh, my apologies. I must have misheard. There was blood on that mountain top, just over between us and the camp. We passed it by on the way back into town this morning.
That was most likely Miss Rivers.
That it was. There were signs of a tussle. So close. As if warning us not to get close. Do you think there's any... Have you got to know any of the vagabonds at all?
Only in passing.
I do hope...
Are we waiting for someone in particular?
No. I do simply hope that some of them can be saved, at least. I do apologize for your concern. Thank you for coming after me.
Let's get indoors. Let's go. I'm gonna go check the Bailey, see if the Regent's already moved out.
Moved out? They said it was tomorrow. Oh, for God's sake.
Alright, I'm with you.
Why... Why would the Regent be moving out on a night like tonight? Where is he going?
Why he's moving out at night at all is, pardon my language, a fucking bloody mystery. It's best to move in daylight. You'll be able to see what you're doing, and you have some form of protection at least.
That being said, there must be some way to do it. Else those vagabonds wouldn't have lasted this long.
Hey.
Good evening.
Careful, all of you. Mr. O'Hare has come down with a bout of madness.
Mr. O'Hare,
Oh, you two better get in there, brothers.
you've
Get in there. Do your
quite
thing.
forgotten your rifles. Oh, no, he hasn't.
Nope, no, he's got it. He just doesn't have it horizontally like everyone else does.
I pacified him. I now go to get water for a rag to help his...
It would have to be that way.
It is good that we have strong men on hand for such things.
That way.
Let us see what grisly tale awaits in here, then.
There's a well over there.
I step out for 1 second, and it seems that the grisly tale is in here this night. Good.
Probably not safe, right?
There was nothing but another man sitting there. It's still there.
Town's going to the fucking dogs, Jasper, and we're feeding them.
Don't do what you're seeing. But keep yourself calm. You've got nothing to fear. You're surrounded by friends.
I am unsure. The one with the old
I can't let it happen again. Roland.
Roland,
we're safe.
She sits over there.
At this point, if it does, there's nothing we can do.
Do you mind if I sit here?
I shouldn't have said that, but it's the truth.
You got it.
Not at all. You can sit here.
Thank you most kindly.
To my understanding, if it decides to lash out,
One moment while I just situate myself. Oh,
Hi.
I have to say I've been on edge recently, and it's got me feeling frightful stiff.
Your sister would want us to take
I do apologize. Oh,
I sent Miss Nina to the kitchen. Is she alright?
I'm fine.
I've been given
wonder if you're alright.
payment from
Sam, where's the water?
to give to you, but I don't know how to count down.
I'm as good as I'm going to be.
So take what you need, I
So
guess.
that's anything.
Nina, we're getting more. We're getting more. Don't worry about it.
I don't suppose we've had any word about your lodger.
Are you alright?
The other one who lived in your house.
She was found. Oh, Benjamin.
If I missed the...
No, the girl.
Or.
Forgive me if I have a
Oh, Miss
misunderstanding.
Kaylin. No, she's been resting in my home all day.
I'm glad to hear it.
Actually.
Put it in with Mike went first.
Hi. She got herself a tonic and.
My sister receives her tonic.
I think she's resting well. I've been checking in on her ever so often, gave her some water and whatnot.
I had to improvise to make it fit in.
I'm glad to hear it. I was frightfully worried for the girl. You had no,
I don't want to catch
Oh, sorry. I hope you don't mind that I've sat down for a brief conversation.
Roland, are you okay?
Understood. Are you fine, dear?
Hi, if I need to.
What's your diagnosis?
I'll get you, Sean.
You're acting strange, like you saw something.
I promise.
I was simply checking that she was okay, that was all.
Not him, other people in the town.
People about the town have been worried about her.
You're surrounded by friends.
I know. There's no one no more worried than I am.
But it is good that Miss Claire has such someone as yourself looking after her.
Felt very.
I mean, it's already here.
If you need it.
Is it still here?
The thing you saw?
Thank you.
Roland, is it still here?
I should know if he's alive.
I don't know what's going on, Claire.
Keep to it.
I have an idea.
Between all these people.
What do you think it would be?
Is he with us?
But I hope you're okay, that's all.
Is he of sound mind?
I apologize for not being able to have a private conversation, it seems.
No, it's all right.
Oh, sorry if it was a private conversation.
No, it was all right.
No, you're alright, dear.
I am sorry. I wish I didn't have to do that. But you're about to attack a man. A living, breathing man.
I figured as much. That's why I didn't want to say anything on the matter.
Anyway, if you want
That's all I have to say.
There's something wrong with that woman.
I hear that the regent called to have everyone over at the tavern. Look around, you don't see him here.
Seems
Despite his orders.
I will explain from my perspective
Give me a
what
moment.
happened. I saw O'Hare at the doorway shaking.
You're going out that door, Box. You know I'm not letting you
You
go.
would not tell me by what other than.
And you come along with me. You're the only man I can trust in that. Come on.
Well, where on earth are you going?
He came around this table towards a man who is sitting there. I don't know his name.
Something good.
I don't see him here.
Eat it.
Bluish clothing. There he is. The man with the ascot. At the table there. He was going to strike him, attack him. I don't know why.
I can't accept
Me and Samantha stopped him.
Where is Brother Andrew?
Tried to
You can and you will.
but O'Hare would not see it.
It's impossible. I think they just went that way.
I had to strike him with my palm.
Buxton and Sean.
I thought they were just going to the two girls.
Is the only one out there?
Good.
But I'll allow you
I got an
Just go with them. Yeah.
So then they say,
Bye.
enough from the farm.
In the morning, you get me a bucket of water.
I got them out of town.
That's your payment.
Mind if I buy one from
That's
you?
all I need,
Big and
right?
juicy.
Right?
I was vegetarian. She
I
tended to share the other two with the inn.
Those windows overlook the street.
You're not alone out there, right?
How many does one of those feed?
One or two?
Roland.
Still don't see Caius.
Roland.
Got it.
Focus on me.
The chance she saw something through the window.
Gonna be honest.
We will speak of other things. Keep your mind off of this darkness. Did you receive the traps I purchased?
Lay your hand.
You can ask the farmer. He's got
Yes,
apples.
indeed, I
Lay your hand very
I'm a
carefully.
volunteer. I'm going to
So,
run out to get
very
some more
gentle.
drinking water from the well.
Good. There should be
Generally don't request coin. They have nothing else to give.
They are ready for tomorrow's use.
What do you feel is equal in value for the Let me grab a couple buckets and we can go get
Brother,
Yes,
hard to have that private conversation up here. No one's really kind to
as much as anyone would allow me to have it with you, I do hope that I do not get muscled up on for merely sitting at a table with you this time. It appears you have many admirers or people who care about you. It's good that you do. It's good that you do.
This.
Unless you want to take the plate with you, you can take the plate out if you want. The bucket on your head.
And there's a word I'd like to say to you.
the chamber on this. Just at the bottom.
It's playing on my mind something fierce. And
That all stopped when I was
I don't expect you to say anything in return if it's going to put you in any danger.
Well, where I'm from, they
Alright.
The more the merrier if you'd like to come with.
a finer husband.
Childbirth.
At least one of them.
I've got the light, and he's got one of the
I only
buckets
know
right
a
there, the
few
other one.
instruments, and most of them are homemade.
Alright.
Why are you,
Like the banjo,
asking about that?
kazoo.
If you don't mind me asking.
Hey. Please.
I'm growing concerned for a great many people in this town. In my future, if I could have my way, we'd all wake up tomorrow safe and sound, as we'd wake up every day, and go on and live happily in the Father's light as a community. That is my angle. If there is anything that you know that can help people like me sort you out,
Probably not, as the tavern owner would usually be the one that...
there's no pressure. But the church's doors are always open.
I'm sure this conversation is due to someone telling you about some things that have been happening around town. And probably what had happened last night, eh?
The tail ends of wisps of ghosts of things, all collecting together. And it is a very concerning thing.
If I knew anything at all, the Regent would know right away. Sean would know right away. But I don't know anything. And so many people think I do, think I'm part of something that's scary and...
Why do they think that?
I mean, look at me, brother. My mark is so wide open, and yet... know that I'm not one.
I understand.
If I was one, my mother would have taught me. There would be books I'd be carrying, wouldn't they?
Aye, that you would.
I had no mother, not really. Not raising me. I had a very strong and church upbringing. My father was a very pious man who followed the Lord's words to the T.
Well, that's where you...
If I was such a thing, probably wouldn't be here now, would I?
It's a hard road to wherever we get to. My ma and da were what the church would call heretics.
Really?
I wasn't born into the faith. No. We were a colony. I alluded to it yesterday in church, but I come here to finish what was started when the Father's light first came to my homeland.
Aye.
I know what it can be like. Having people think things about you that aren't true. And I don't expect that to make anything better for you, but it's not so strange. And there's nothing wrong. And the Father knows that your intentions are true.
It's good to hear someone of the faith after so long say something so nice.
I have a feeling it may be best.
So I'll repeat again.
When it comes to this subject, so...
People have said things. I just wanted you to know that...
For your safety.
If you do need help, we're here for you. If you don't need us,
and I know,
then we trust you. That's what a community is built on, trust. There's been an awful lot of skullduggery and thieving about, and worse besides. But either way, I just wanted to say my piece, nothing more than that. Did the Regent find your brother Andrew, who was looking for you earlier?
He did.
Aye. He seemed to need your counsel. I hope you put his mind to rest.
I doubt it.
I was afraid that'd be your answer.
I honestly don't know.
Strange thought. A couple of nights ago, there was the travelling merchant girl, the short one. She was up in one of the rooms up there, said she saw something terrible, came down the road screaming.
Why?
I went up there.
I remember that night.
Aye. I went up there and there was nothing to be found. Blessed the four corners, said a prayer. Felt nothing, saw nothing. But with us all locked inside this tavern again this eve, I wonder, perchance you saw something through the window. Or something through the window saw her. Just a thought.
Yeah, well, yes, she said it was coming out from under the chair, though, didn't she?
Aye, she did. But she was panicking. And I dare say we've all, It's nothing. Have you noticed the vagabonds each day? They head to the lake. I've seen the witch there before. That woman who threatened to cast me into the lake and threaten the father.
Aye. The lady vagabond, I got to see her a little bit today. Showing hospitality is what you do, regardless of who they are.
Aye.
Please mind your tongue when you say certain phrases, though, brother. The word witch is a powerful word for those being called and those calling it.
Aye. Well, I've no other word for her, I'm afraid. I extended.
A woman?
Pray tell.
The
Explain
vagabond
how
lady?
it is powerful.
When you call somebody who isn't a witch, that person feels small, feels weak and defenseless, while the person who calls it feels big and mighty. They feel powerful when calling so because they can get the whole town involved on something, on a mere whim. The mere idea that this person could be.
Aye.
With no proof, except for torturing the poor thing.
Well, let me tell you something, Claire.
Or hanging them in their backyard.
I called this woman a witch, and she in no way, shape or form seemed small. In fact, if anything, she grew 3 sizes, towering over me. I thought I was not long for this plane. I would soon enter the Father's embrace. I can understand being falsely accused hurts.
I'm sorry. I think, you're misunderstanding. I personally don't like the word. It makes me feel very anxious. Just kind of tell me, please don't use it in my presence.
I see. My apologies, I've caught up now. I'm being very slow, I do apologize. No.
I don't even know what that means, Brother Andrew.
Claire has been...
Excuse me, brothers. I just thought you might do with some lies.
Thank you most
About
kindly.
you in darkness.
Claire has been persecuted as a result of her features for some time. I'm sure that certain words have been used towards her in the past. Well,
it's because of your different hair colors. You have different eye colors too, don't you?
No. No, I don't.
So it's simply the hair.
It's just the hair. there should be enough for the two.
He's a bit sensitive to the light.
Oh, I know.
It wasn't my intention to cause offense. My apologies.
How was your day?
I shall not impose upon your time any longer. I hope you remember the better parts of this conversation than the latter unfortunate half, Miss Clare. I will be on my way.
Well, I certainly feel full and fed at least.
Drink up.
Follow your lead.
I can boil it, and you may let it cool.
Oh no, none for you, alright.
We'll see. Enjoy that. She's good. I like her.
Oh no.
I've never roleplayed with her before.
Just because I'm short.
Glad that I was able to spend crowns.
He didn't like
just
that.
I'm short. I'm shorter than you.
No, he's licking my boobs.
And we're shorter than everybody.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Yes, yes, we can. We can hear.
Oh, my goodness. So why were we all gathered at the tavern in the end?
I was hoping I might speak to you on that.
Apparently.
I am guard.
Oh, fabulous. What would you like to speak about?
Would you mind if we go upstairs one moment? If you're comfortable doing so.
Sure, I would love to. Let me go grab my lantern. By lantern, I mean candle.
I'm gonna pass it off to the next person. And you
What happened to my candle? I put it right here.
water for you.
It got moved over to that table over there. He does not like.
Don't worry about it, dear.
Is this my turn?
You can get it in the...
Pardon me.
You can get it soon enough.
Anyway, let's continue.
Good hunter. Welcome back.
I grabbed my camera.
Risk your life just for
Roland.
Apologies for feeling your seat.
It is fine. I brought him back to his house.
I'm sorry for that.
Be a dangerous thing, but
I will admit, this room does scare me a little bit.
Yes, it was because of that I was hoping to speak to you about. The other day, you came screaming down the stairs saying that you saw something under the bed.
It was in this room.
You've both been good, clean members of this parish, so I don't suppose I'm putting anything at risk speaking to you this way, but is there any chance you might have seen something through the window?
Oh, actually, yes. That window over there?
You wouldn't have had any, and you would have found your own head on the chopping.
That one?
I was wondering if this window over here, but this window here as well, you see. What did you see through this window? This is the first me hearing of it.
Well, the way that the night went is we came upstairs. We were discussing leaving through the window over here. This door kept opening and closing of its own accord. And there was nobody inside.
I've seen the same.
And then when we got near the window, it was barred. But I will admit, there was a pressure from behind the glass. That's when the innkeeper came to me and Cooper and told us to move aside. He took us to this back room over here.
Anything that has to do with.
And took us to that chair over there in the far corner. And from this corner, underneath this very chair, pardon me, I don't wish to get much closer, but a shadowy lady came crawling out from that chair towards us into the bed.
Roughly how tall
Now,
was
as
she?
you know, I screamed. Oh, she was about from here to here, and then crawled at me. It was terrifying. She was an average-sized lady, but then I screamed because I was like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I came running out. I ran this way.
So both times you're in a place with ample windows.
It was hard for people to believe, but there was someone. When I was standing here screaming and making a shout about things, I was standing here looking this way in the middle of the room with lights and everybody watching. Right behind Cooper, there was a face with teeth and two eyes staring directly at me for about a moment. And even in the room where Cooper and the innkeeper was, they told me they couldn't even see the shadow lady. And it happened directly in front of them.
Why do
And he
they
thinks
want
I'm
us
crazy.
in here?
I'm not sure. But that's why I don't want to stay in the
We had someone saying they saw another lady today down in the mines.
lie about
Does it ever...
Really? Oh, that's beautiful.
Do you think that perhaps that while we were all mandated in here,
people that were not even me.
something might be going on outside? I'm just saying, each night you've seen something through the window.
The realm of possibility.
Listen, each morning the vagabonds make their way towards the river. They walk straight past the church, past my front door, and head their way towards the lake. It makes me worried that perhaps, you know,
At least I hope so.
if you were looking too far out the window and something didn't want you looking out the window, then perhaps it might push you back, scare you away, keep you from looking outside.
The church still.
Let me check something quickly.
Why did he continue to attack me in here?
Because it's vindictive. Because the devil loves
Talking about
pain.
evil, so maybe he didn't like that talk.
Maybe it didn't.
I didn't mean to be. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't know.
The fathers like fathers must just.
I want to believe you, sweetie. I really do. But after not seeing anything, I mean, I know you don't make things up. I just don't know, okay?
I believe it's time that we spoke about this plain and simple. Too many men have seen things for this to be just as a coincidence. Some of them holy men. Some of those holy men have been attacked.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's not about
What
an
happened
issue of praying.
to Miss Rivers then? How did she die?
That is absolutely no. The other day, those three people that were covered in blood, they apparently appeared near the river. There was a dead cow that was near the river, near the lumberjack thing. Apparently,
yes.
someone pushed the cow
Light beneath the
into
river.
the lumberjack thing, and then the
Cows getting destroyed
three
near the
people.
river. People going to the swamp near the
three people
water.
woke up covered in blood,
It all seems to
and
be
they had no recollection.
near the water.
Secondary room.
I'll come check on you in the morning.
I don't know
Well,
what
if
any of
they're
it
sure about
means.
that, we drink out of the water.
Well, I mean, if you're
The crops
going
are
along that
spoiling.
lines, then it makes sense that that woman in the mines, because we might be below the river at that point.
The crops are spoiling. There's something wrong with the water here.
The
I
animals
spoke
have
to the
also
farmer.
been, migrating out from here too.
They say that the frost, it's like the frost has set in on our crop in the middle of summer.
Now we are coming towards winter.
I think that something is happening in the water at night. And I think we're in here
We could go
so we
investigate.
don't see it.
Well, isn't
The
the
hard
region
part
lord the
about
one
going
telling us
out
to
is
be in
if you
here,
want to
not the
investigate,
vagabonds?
you're going to need light, and you'll be spotted a mile away. I mean, it's the same in the mines. It's how we find people down there, by their lights. You don't have
That's
light,
good,
you might
'cause
as well not
pitch black
exist.
down there.
Easier to understand them from your point.
I don't know what to do about it. I'm just starting to wonder why
Well,
it
the only
is
people
so
that don't
important that we're
have
in
to
here.
stay in the tavern is the vagabonds. And I don't see the Regent Lord around here, and the Regent Lord is the ones that order us in here. So the key people to this idea never actually appear in the tavern where we're all at. So, you know, it does come up as quite a weird theory, doesn't it? What are they doing out at night? Why are we always covered in the tavern?
Who's the boy?
I don't know.
Please be careful. All right.
I've half a mind to go to the water's edge.
I can come with you.
Right now?
Well, if it's not at night, then when it? You know, tomorrow morning when it's gone.
I'm pretty sure there's no dissuading you, right?
Oh, there's ample dissuading me.
Yes, it is
Something's
their
howling
god of
over that
devils.
lad then.
And all you need not is ask me like.
I'll be
in
back.
the future.
Someone should be watching over that boy if that's the case.
Did she just run out on her own?
I'll go check on it. Is everything alright out here?
They're just mindless. Oh yeah, we're just talking.
Are you wandering off by yourself?
No, just stopping by the clinic. I'll be right back.
There goes no.
Well, in that
I shall
case,
accompany you.
Seems there are more than enough to
You're not
accompany
dissuading
us.
me.
It seems like the tavern is dispersing by the moment.
Everyone else here.
quite fortuitous.
Don't get that twist.
Keeper.
Then having me here shall simply ensure that.
I'm coming.
I insist.
Oh, don't you mind us. I'm getting something from behind the church.
Besides, farther I can get from that tavern, and O'Hare apparently. Hopefully the better his mind.
I'm coming.
Do we have a bucket or anything to get some of the water out? I don't have one.
What are you going to do? We're no apothecaries.
I'm not touching the water.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Best case scenario, there's nothing there and I'm just barking at trees.
Well, it's best to go with people and then not by yourself.
Aye.
True
If
or
it'll clear up your woes, then why not? We're doing a good deed.
After all, you're clearly a good luck charm, both of you. Why, you seem to travel about the place and have seemed very much unaccosted. Clearly it's
true.
served you
Not
well.
for want of trying, though. I've seen many a things.
Huh?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the person that tries to accost my wife.
Whoop! There's a light over there, or is that just a lantern? Oh, that's just a lantern.
Curious to see if we'll see anything at all.
But it does make me wonder, what if there's so many horrid things happening at night, how are those other people sitting out in the forest just living?
Right. There has to be a way.
I was told that some of the red blotches on the doors actually keep things out instead of doors thing in. Did you know about that?
No. What's that?
That's what.
Up ahead.
That's what. There's people at the dock. Probably.
I see some sort of strange fireflies, maybe. I think I see a light.
Investigate.
I think I see a light over there.
It might be people mourning that lady out there.
We should be quiet.
Oh, do you want me to cover up my light?
If you wouldn't mind.
I don't recognize him from this far away. I could go up though. Or maybe you should. Alright, we'll stay back here. You give us the old clear if everything's okay.
And if we have to, we can run over there and relight the candle.
I need you to hold my hand. I don't like staying down.
Sorry. I truly am. I just want to make sure you're all right. Oh. It's Mr. Kane. He's fast asleep,
What's he doing in here?
presumably.
He's asleep. I don't think he should be asleep near a dock. He could fall in very easily.
Aye, there
We
was
should probably
something
move
that
him.
grabbed the other one. Perhaps he's hoping that it takes him as well. What should we
I
do?
think we should move him. I don't think we should leave him there.
I
We
think
can move him.
I had an altercation with him earlier this day. I think I'm the wrong person to wake him up.
That's it. You and I. Let's go. Come on.
Alright. I'll stay a distance.
Fair enough.
I don't need to talk to Andrew, really. Andrew's doing his own thing. We become less effective every time we visibly collude. I wonder...
I hope they're doing well.
I have to admire how cool it is that he was just out here hoping that someone would find him. Fucking 10 out of 10 RP. Who's that? Nicodemus? Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. He was just lying out here, doing his sailor's bit, sleeping with the water. Absolutely fantastic. That's commitment to the bit, and Red has crashed. God damn it.
You must be talking to him. What was that? Oh.
Just let people have their moments. I don't see any red lines in the sky anywhere. I was curious if I could spot someone else's player camera. Just to get like a vague indication of what direction everyone's in. Looks like everyone's clustered together. Curious. Potentially exciting.
Oh. We haven't seen the witch today at all, have we? See you later, Cal.
Sorry if it's a bit slow at the moment.
But I'm here just to enjoy myself and have a good organic little time. What the fuck just happened to my book? I was kind of hoping this would be a shorter conversation. Yeah. But oh well, it is what it is. Spoken. I'm having a private conversation.
I'm glad that they're getting scenes, though. I think a lot of people are really dismissive as Red when she roleplays. Because, I don't know, she just exudes this air that she's not taking it seriously, despite all of the fucking evidence to the contrary. It's really, really strange. Like, she does everything, she turns up, she gets all the models made and all that sort of shit. And, You know, she writes characters and put them together, but she, as I said, she just exudes this air that I think people struggle with. I think it's just because she's Australian. Australians always sound like slightly sarcastic. Looks like all's fine. I'm gonna walk back away. Make them think I've disappeared. I should be gone for overload. And I don't want to have an altercation with him again anyway. Well. What are you doing? Wouldn't me do well to see you sneaking. Just gonna stroll out. You're right, Mr. Soul. Good evening.
I was looking at the waterfall.
Hi, it's quite beautiful and serene at this time of night. I was just checking on Mr. Kane. He's having a snooze by the dock, no doubt mourning his lady friend. The travelling merchant and the miner, her husband is with him now, just making sure he's all right. Didn't rest easy not knowing he was in the tavern with the others.
Yeah.
Just picking something up late at night, are you?
What do you mean?
Just the bag.
Well, everyone's got their own awesome backpack, and this is what I could fashion. So this is my bag.
It's a very nice bag. I hope you're not too dissatisfied with it. Well.
Oh, all the cloth's being used for other crap, so I got this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand they're having a bit of a run on the medical supplies of recent, so... oh, wait, who's coming?
I don't know. I thought we were all supposed to meet in the tavern to hear the regent, but he didn't have anything to say.
No. Did he ever arrive? I never saw him.
He did, and then he went to talk with the other hunter that just came today.
Huh. Most peculiar.
So I guess no news.
No news.
You know, he's been meeting with them vagabonds.
Aye. That he has.
That skulking about in the dark, you're gonna scare the daylights out of someone.
We were simply checking on Mr. Kane. He was taking a snooze on the pier, no doubt, mourning his lost lady friend. Looks like they're coming back now. With something snatching people out of the water. Well, if there's something grabbing bodies off the water, it comes to mind that perhaps he was hoping the same would happen to him. He was quite beside himself earlier. Oh, I know.
Yes, sorry, I'm being called.
Certainly.
Would you like a...
No, I'm quite all right. I'll be heading straight back. Just after a quick look at...
We were concerned about you.
Oh, I didn't want to upset anyone. I thought that if I saw me when I was awake, it might cause a little bit of a ruckus. Is he okay?
Nah, she's just someone trying to go through his feelings like I thought it was. If
Aye.
he falls in, that's his choice at this point.
Well, I just hope he falls in and something doesn't grab him. At least if he falls in, he can get back out.
Did you want to go over to the river?
I just saw Mr. Soul come out from over there. He was looking at it with a strange bag.
Right, let's keep going.
Yes. Nothing wrong with taking his
Did you know there's
advice.
also a cave down the bottom of the river?
What? As it happens, I did not. There's a cave. Oh. What's going on
They were
here?
using it to,
Oh, sorry. There we go. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah, you please take
whoa.
your time.
Thank you. No, I'm all good. There's a cave back there. No.
Alright, so, I'm not sure if there is actually a path from here, but you see that waterfall back there? Behind it
I
is a
see it.
cave.
There's a cave back there, you say?
Traversing through the river, which you have to do.
No,
which
no.
It isn't even an open cave.
I
It's a
hadn't-
slight gap in the rock.
I had no plans whatsoever to go and venture over. It was just news to me, that was all.
I want to venture into the cave. What else we got going on?
Maybe
today?
not in the dead of night when you're not going to dry off. You'll catch yourself a cold.
Yeah, going
There's a way
through a
up
river at night's bad enough. But no, it doesn't go around that way. The only way you can get to
If
it,
we want
'cause
to
that's a
solve it,
sheer
there is
face.
something in the water. Then what? Are we afraid of water?
There's caves all over
yeah,
these
when it's the
mountains
middle
by the
of a
looks of
bloody
it.
night.
The river sort of comes out of a cave just a little bit further down.
Behind the waterfall is a small gap in the rock. There's wind coming through it, so it opens somewhere else, but it is not open enough for a person to get through.
Well,
So we're not looking for people, are we?
perhaps your wife could. She's quite slight of frame.
No, we did have a slight woman with us at the time, and they weren't able to fit in. Would require Buxton and me opening.
That's just very rude.
Darling, you're plump in all the right places.
There is a man of the church present.
And there's a man of the married status present as well.
Yes.
Complimenting
And there's
his
a woman
wife.
that's over both of you.
There's a place. All things. What do you mean there's a woman over us? Clearly you've not been teaching your lady her station.
Oh, shame. You're right. He hasn't been whipping me well enough. Husband, you
Have
really
you
to
not
get this out.
been beating her? It's recommended.
As you
Highly
say, there's a
recommended
man
the
of the church present, and I can't exactly.
I
describe
took you for a sterner man.
Hey, I think this might be a path up here.
Father, I can't beat her, because if I did, I would break her. My hands. I'm too strong for my own good.
Ah, that's why you get some reeds.
There's somebody up here.
There's,
There's someone at the graveyard?
Oh,
I think there's two people sitting on the path. Should we do something about that?
we can go and say hello, by all means. Make sure everything's all right.
Alright, let's go. Why stop at the dock? We're making an all-around trip.
Look, we're doing a civil duty, making sure people are.
But what? Okay, what I still don't get is why were we all gathered at the tavern? Obviously, there's nothing going on tonight. So why was
we
there
get
such a
told to
state
go
of
to the
emergency?
tavern.
Every night.
Yeah, no,
So
it's frustrating.
Do-do-do. Oh. I do apologise. We saw that you two were up here, and we thought we'd better come warn you that they dug a fresh grave that's still open up here, so make sure you don't fall in. We've had more than enough accidents
we took time
today.
and effort for that.
Yeah, I do apologise, by the way. There was no way I could have known that they planned to, well, do what they did. You two have been happily married for how long now?
Couple years now.
Any number of years, yeah.
Oh, how do you write marriage
Yeah,
now that you've
time
kind of
flies.
experienced it between yourselves?
I think it's definitely a list of compromises.
Yeah, oh,
You
it's a list of
one, you do
compromises. All right. Do you think it's generally been a good thing for you both?
but
Are you
the
glad
thing
you got
is-
married?
Well, we wouldn't still love each other if it had been this long
Ah,
and it
yes.
wasn't
It is
working.
an affirmation of love, isn't it? It's a healing
Indeed
thing.
It is. It really is. It quite helps. Tell me, brother, did you ask about our marriage in front of them to
Yes.
to spark that conversation between them? You're quite devilish, dear brother. I did not know.
I'll have you know there is nothing more holy and sacred than the marriage of a man and woman.
But they are definitely up here alone by themselves. It would allude to something.
There is nothing. I don't need to be subtle. The ravages of age and growing old without children to look after you, that's going to hit you like a brick.
You have the father, you're part of a family.
That's true. And I'm very grateful for it.
That's true. There you go. I asked the other brother as to why they joined the church. They said they don't remember. They just always has been.
Yes, and I'd quite believe it. Brother Andrew's a special one.
Yeah.
Destined for the call.
I yelled at him. I was like, "You shouldn't be out here without a light." And he said, "I'm blind." And I said, "Oh, didn't see you. Sorry." So that was
Nor did he.
awkward. Yeah, I guess so. It must be a terribly harsh life to live like that. Apparently, he's been it since he was born.
Yes.
Ah well, did you find your answers you needed at the river?
I don't know what I'm more curious about. First of all, it's knowing that the man experiences true grief, and, well, there's something in that. Second, it was curious seeing Mr. Soul about with a sack. By himself. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and he's been really sick recently.
Aye, that he has. And thirdly, it's good to see those two getting on.
Maybe we should make our way out to the woods. We'll go find the swamp monster and
we're not
slap him
going
in the
out of
face.
town at this
We'll
time of
find
night.
him and kick him in the shins.
Listen to these two. They're like this married couple. They're like partners in crime.
Oh, very much so. Happily married for many years.
Ah, yes, marriage is a wonderful thing.
Love marriage. Honestly, couldn't be happier.
10 out of 10 would stay married.
Ah, and it's good that you do. See, that's something you can depend upon in these difficult times.
Yes, your loved ones.
Well, seems like the place is quite barren.
Everybody left earlier.
Well, if the Regent's going to be keeping us waiting here long.
I think the Regent's gone back to his manor. We saw him outside earlier. He's having a talk with some people.
I understand he had a chat with a couple of the hunters, and that was the reason he was waylaid. Have any of you become friends with any of the vagabonds?
Sorry, come again?
Have either of you made friends with either of the vagabonds? Or any of them, I should say. The locals, so to speak, the natives. Come in with hoods.
I mean... They seem like kind, gentle souls as long as you treat them with kindness. They're just humans like the rest of us.
I wish I could say the same. They've met me with nothing but superstition and rudeness, if nothing else. Still, it's good to hear that you think so. Do you believe any of them can be saved?
Well, that would be their own choice. I believe everyone has a choice of which path they would choose to walk.
I agree that everyone has a choice. That is the test that is put before us. It's the path you choose before which you will be judged. And you will be judged. Sorry, did you mean to say something?
As long as you... So far, they've been relatively kind as far as dealing with them. They have been rude for the most part, at least a good few of them.
Well, thank you both. Blessings on the Father, dear.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Sure, why not?
I want to be an investigator.
Ooh. Lesbian heresy. Lesbian heresy. They've been consorting with the enemy. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stick around, as it seems that there's not an awful lot going on in the tail half of the session, which probably means people are having like a pretty wonderful time somewhere, or horrendous as the case may be. But it is what it is. I've certainly had scenes I've enjoyed and will remember today. I don't have a light on me, shit. Fuck. I was just going to go see the vagabonds, but if I wander out in the dark, which is something Stephen wouldn't do, he's as good as dead. It's really difficult with everyone being in fucking doors, right? What time is it? Immediately makes Bernie noises. Yeah, I guess I kind of did make it a little bit of a Bernie noise. How long have I been going for?
Howdy, have you seen the doctor anywhere, by chance?
Not for a little while. I think I saw him heading towards the water not too long ago. Curious to know about this one. Put this away.